Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Howe Bulldogs football brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Howe Athletic Booster Club, Tech Wave, and Meacham State Farm.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Independent Financial, Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, GCEC, and Realty Group. Attorney Micah Belden.
Call the nurse. It's 4th down and 1. Grab the Tylenol. Here we go.
Also brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Core Fits Gym, Quick Check Convenience Stores, Robertson Welding Services, Hit Exteriors LLC, Goodfellas Barbershop, Buck Snort Barbecue.
Over the middle in the end zone, it's caught for a touchdown. Ryan Huff, it's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Knight Furniture, Don's Smokehouse, Rapid Electric, 4A Automotive, Douglas Propane, and the $1 Million Athlete.
It's a Haley's Comet for the first time in his career.
Now let's open the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
It's the final game of the season for the Howe Bulldogs. It's nowhere close to that for the Mount Vernon Tigers. Both teams are on the opposite end of the spectrum. One at the very top of the division in wins and enrollment. One at the very bottom of the spectrum when it comes to wins and enrollment. The goal is to get out of this game with both legs still intact and both arms able to rip down rebounds. It's the Howe Bulldogs at the Mount Vernon Tigers, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party. Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's seniors.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Andrew Bertrand. Now, Mr. Bertrand, have you always gone to school here?
I've not. I've came here my sophomore year from Melissa.
And when did you start playing football?
6th grade.
Is that tackle football?
Yes, sir.
Was that in Melissa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got called up to varsity early last year. What was that feeling like for you?
It took me by surprise. I didn't even know that was going to happen, and it was just a good feeling.
Do you have a favorite teacher at Howe High School?
It has to be Miss Ciani. She's a theater teacher, and she's just amazing.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll finish with Andrew Bertrand.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
We're back with Andrew Bertrand. So homecoming was just a few weeks ago. Did you take part in any of that?
I did go to the dance. I didn't have a date, though, but it's okay.
Who do you hang out with normally on a typical day?
Usually Sabian and Clay White and all them. It's usually I hang out with.
You have a favorite coach?
Has to be Coach Forsythe. He's a funny dude.
Tough season. Bonham's an opportunity to get over the hump. What do you have to do to get the win?
We just have to execute on defense, and then on offense, our linemen just have to push, and we just have to make good plays and keep making good plays.
You know, last year was a heartbreak over there at Bonham. Had the lead basically the whole game until the final second. Is there a revenge factor from that?
For me, there is. Their head coach used to be my coach at Melissa, and I take it personal every time I play Bonham. So,
what kind of coach is he?
When I was at Melissa, he was just the offensive coordinator, and we just ran spread.
That is Andrew Bertrand, and that's your Senior Spotlight.
Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
This is Coach Davey Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and become a member today. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
Now let's join the blizzard. Blake Burnett with the District 5 3A Division I Roundup.
Howdy, y'all. For the final time this season as the District 5 3A Division I District Roundup will come to its final appearance on the 2021 season. But we have a lot to talk about here tonight, like who is representing the district in the playoffs. As the first 3 seeds are locked and loaded, we will find out tonight who the 4th seed will be. Mount Vernon is your district champion and looks to go undefeated here tonight. Pottsboro will finish as the 2 seed in the district. Mineola will finish as the 3 seed in the district. 2 teams have a chance to be the 4th seed in the district, as Bonham and Winsboro are tied for it right now. But Bonham has the head-to-head victory. That is key. If Bonham wins tonight, they are in. If they lose tonight, that will open up the door for Winsboro. But Winsboro does have the tougher game tonight. Bonham will play Rains tonight. Rains looks to spoil the Purple Warriors' playoff life tonight. Winsboro will play Pottsboro tonight, as Winsboro will give it everything they can to have a chance in the playoffs. Mineola will play Commerce tonight, and Mount Vernon will play Howe tonight. Could there be a game that shocks the nation tonight? You never know, and that's why they play the game. Hope everyone has a safe trip to the games tonight, and hope all the players stay healthy. Good luck to those that will be in the playoffs next week, and good luck to those that will be starting basketball next week. That's all we got for the District Roundup. Have a great season, y'all.
Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live. and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle. NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Bill Jaley.
All right, Coach. Bonham last Friday night had a lot of weapons on the field offensively. It just seemed to be too much to handle.
Yeah, their speed was pretty good. Their offensive line, you never truly gauge it on film. We knew they were going to be big, but they were really big up front on the offensive line. I thought we did a lot of good things for offensively and defensively. Speed kind of caught up to us a little bit. I still believe, watching film, a couple bad breaks, some drop passes here, drop passes there, a couple missed tackles here and there, and the game could have been a little bit different. But tip my hat to Bonham. They're a good football team, and what a lot of people don't realize is they're really a 4A team. They got over 500 and some kids in that school, and that Friday night it kind of showed that having numbers helps a little bit, but not taking away from anything. Bonham is a good football team. They're probably a playoff team in this district, and Coach DeZern, I wish them the best of luck going into the playoffs.
So cutoff numbers, that happened. That was good.
Yes.
Hence the jacket. 349 is what Howe turned into the UIL. That appears to be or seems to be enough to get you in Division II. That could create next year an 8-team district, something like SNS, Leonard, Callisburg, Bells, of course Gunner, Blue Ridge, and Lone Oak. What are your thoughts? I
definitely believe we're going down. I do not see us staying in Division I. The only thing that could play a wrinkle in that is you're always at the mercy of the UIL. So we always have to take into account how many schools are jumping to 4A, how many schools are coming down to 4A, how many are coming up to 3A Division II, how many are going down to 2A Division I. So all those factors will play a role in it. But I truly believe we will be Division II. I actually believe we're going to be a 6-team district. I believe Gunner and SNS will go west, and I believe our 6-team district will be Bells, Howe, Blue Ridge, Leonard, White Wright, and Lone Oak. That's what I think our district will be next year.
Well, that would be great.
Oh, I guess I would say that is an outstanding district for us.
So this team saw a significant improvement offensively from a year ago. You have the opportunity to do some really special things in 2022 if realignment holds true. What do you think next season could look like?
Next season could be a really good season for us. First off, I want to tip my hat to the seniors on this football team who have have gone with the grind the last 2 years, knowing we were fighting an uphill battle every Friday night. And these seniors, they came out every day and worked hard. And but on the flip side of it, when you're looking into next year, yeah, we have a chance to have a very special football season next year, especially going down to Division II. Do we have to replace some key guys on offense? Yeah, losing Caleb McNutt at a wide receiver is a factor that we have to replace. Clay White on the offensive line, we got to replace him. But other than that, we got 9 starters back on offense. Ethan Lopez, yes, I'm sorry, 3. So 8 starters coming back. So we got to replace those guys for sure. But and they're not easy to replace. But yeah, we got a chance to be very, very good offensively. We do not have to reinstall anything from an offensive standpoint. The offense is intact, which always helps going into off season. Defensively, we got to replace some key guys like Caleb Walmer, Wesley Inge, Luis Gonzalez, Jaron Grisham. But I do believe we'll be okay. And I mean, next year, some of the guys, the younger guys have already come to me and said, Coach, next year, playoffs isn't a goal, it's the expectation next year. So, and again, tip my hat to our seniors. They have ridden the grind and they have done it with class.
We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout is limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit 1 offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
Coach, you didn't get to play Mount Vernon a year ago. They may even be a better team than they were a year ago. What'd you see on film?
They're a very good football team. They're a very big football team. They are big at several positions. He's carrying about 50 guys on his varsity football team, mostly juniors and seniors, and they're a good team. They're very fast, very physical. They're aggressive on defense. They do a lot of good things. I highly expect Mount Vernon to be in the state semifinals or the state championship game for sure. But they're a good football team. We got our work cut out for us Friday night, but I believe we're going to go out and hit them in the mouth and play 4 quarters and have fun playing football Friday night.
So they're going to bring about 50 to the game on their roster. You're going to be about 20 shy, or 30 shy of that. What's the health of the team?
Health of the team right now is struggling a little bit. We're going to have several guys out for this game. Austin Haley will not play tonight. Ethan Lopez will not play. Ryan Huff will not play. Charlie Vera will not play. Aiden Burris will not play. We got several guys that are playing, like Malin Walker, who's nursing some hand injuries, but is going to play. So we're probably going to suit out 17, 18 kids tomorrow night. Wow. But I promise you this, our 17 or 18 kids that are playing are going to give it everything they have and do everything we can. We've made some tweaks offensively and defensively to adjust to the players we have on the field tonight, and we're going to get after it. We're going to have fun. That was our motto this week of practice was we're going to play football, play aggressive, and have fun.
Final coaches show of the 2021 season. It's been a struggle of a season against that schedule. Any final thoughts you want to say on the 2021 season?
Again, the biggest thing I want to do is thank all our supporters. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank Miss Liss and congratulate her again on the great band season she had. She's one of our biggest supporters. But again, the biggest thing I want to say is I want to say thank you to our seniors. Our seniors have ridden this grind the last 2 years, and they have done it with everything they've had and given us everything they got and played as hard as they could. And this senior class is really special to me. I've had them since they were freshmen, and tomorrow night after the game or tonight after the game, I'm going to be a little emotional because I'm going to be sad to see some of these kids walk off the field for the last time. And I just really tip my hat to them. They have ridden the grind and they have done extremely well for us.
Just off the cuff here, real quickly, a guy like Ethan Lopez, who was hesitant on starting the season, and then came into the season, into 2-a-days a little bit late. And he turned out to be one of the biggest leaders on the team. How do you replace the leadership of some of these seniors?
It's going to be hard. I mean, it is. You cannot replace a kid like Ethan Lopez who is all heart. I mean, he is all heart every time he steps on the field. Clay White, who played JV his freshman, sophomore, and part of his junior year, and then turned out to, in my opinion, has been the most improved football player in our program this year. And, his leadership abilities, working into a captain role this year. Jaron Grisham is going to be hard to replace on the D-line. I mean, Jaron is a strong kid, and he might not make a lot of tackles, but what you don't realize about Jaron is he draws a double team every play. And if a kid is drawing a double team at the nose guard every play, he's doing his job. So he's going to be hard to play. Losing Wesley Inge and Caleb Walmart in the back end is going to be tough. Caleb McNutt at wide receiver. I mean, he had a lot of good catches this year, but he gets that jump ball factor that is going to be hard to replace. And every senior just did everything we asked them to do this year, and they're going to be hard to replace. But we got a good group of juniors coming back. I expect Austin to continue in his leadership role. Ryan Huff is going to need to step up as a true leader on this team next year. And then our underclassmen, we expect big things from kids like Cooper Jones, Braden Ulmer coming up, Tristan Williams, Bo Stevens that are freshmen. They're going to need to grow up really quick in the offseason to get ready for next year. And it's going to be an exciting offseason. I'm really looking forward to the offseason. And, again, I got to just say one last time, I love our seniors. I truly love those kids because not many kids would ride the grind that they did. I mean, even after last year, stepping into this football season, these seniors knew what they were facing, and they rode the grind with the coaches and bought in and played with us. And again, I love them, and I'm going to miss them. And I tip the hat to their parents and to the kids because they're leaving the Howe football program as men, true men, in my opinion.
And you had them for 4 years.
And I had them for 4 years, and they're men. And I do want to share this. Monday night we went down and fed the homeless, and was a great experience for our kids. And one thing that really stuck out to me Monday night was not only the class of our kids and that they sat there and talked to these people and made these homeless people feel like they were a part of something Monday night, knowing that when they walked out the door, we didn't know where they were going to be sleeping that night. But a homeless person came up to me and shook my hand and said, "Coach, what's your guys' record this year?" And I said, well, we're struggling. We're 0-9. And he said, Coach, you're undefeated in creating men because there is not a kid in this room. These are men in this room tonight. And, that touches me as a coach, and that's why we do this job. It's not always about the wins and losses and the scoreboards. Yes, you want to win. No coach wants to lose. But when we know that we have men walking out our door, that's a victory for us.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnortbbq.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with the Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor.
The Howe Bulldogs are 4-4-1 on games played on November 5th. In 1937, Howe tied Bells 6-6 on the road. In 1942, Howe lost at Van Alstyne 7-6 with the Dogs' touchdown coming on a Tony Brinkley pick 6. Only a few months later, Brinkley was Howe's first casualty in World War II. In 1943, Howe beat Tioga 14-13, and in 1965, lost at Collinsville 23-8. In 1976, Pottsboro beat Howe 19-6. And in 1982, Howe shocked Whitewright 23-6 behind Barry Dunn's 126 yards on 29 carries and 2 touchdowns. Howe won big at Little Elm in 1993 by a score of 43-6, with Marcus Taylor gaining 133 yards and a touchdown on 6 carries. In 2004, Howe lost to Tom Bean at home 43-3, and in 2010, Howe won a thriller at Callisburg 43-40. The Howe Bulldogs have never played Mount Vernon. The game a year ago was ruled a forfeit by Howe.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225. If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
The UIL's 2020 death sentence to the Howe Bulldogs seems to have come to an end. With realignment looking favorable for Howe to move down in classification, tonight could be one last kiss goodbye to 90-mile bus rides and games against small universities. The Bulldogs got through this stretch with one of the best offenses in school history this year, but defensively, rock bottom is not a strong enough term. Returning next year will be Howe's all-time leading passer and a ton of starters on offense. A move down to Division II should be what the doctor ordered, but tonight it's one last time in the Little Big 12. Here we go, live from Don Meredith Stadium in Mount Vernon, Texas. This is Bulldogs football.
Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party on the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Don Meredith Stadium in Mount Vernon, Texas. Monty Walker along with Justin White and the rest of the crew. Kind of a cool evening over here. We got up here early and got up in this old press box. It's this is not a new stadium by any stretch of the imagination. Matter of fact, it's the only stadium in the district with still natural grass. And Justin White, we got up here and there were 75 wasps up here. We're on the second level of the press box. After our little dance around everywhere, trying to figure out how to not get stung, we finally found some spray, sprayed the whole thing down, opened the windows, and we thought Mount Vernon might want to change their name from the Tigers to the Yellow Jackets. But let's hope tonight goes a little bit better than our trip up here in the press box. Justin White.
Well, I got up here and I felt like I took a step back in time to maybe the 1930s, 1940s. We're high above field level, looking down, and it's just we talk about the original frame here, probably of this press box from back in the day, and it's it's not a new stadium, but it kind of gives that old nostalgic feel.
It does have the old nostalgic feel with the natural grass, and you are above looking down. This field was built in 1976. Don Meredith was a player here at Mount Vernon High School many years ago. Dandy Don, the Cowboys quarterback. So, a lot of deep-rooted ties here. They got a new scoreboard back in 2010. It's not so new anymore, but we're going to talk about maybe getting that scoreboard to run, at least the clock to run a lot tonight. Let's talk to Carson Grogan for the first time tonight. He's down on the sidelines. A little bit chilly down there, is it not? Carson, there you go.
Yes, Monty, it's pretty chilly down here. I already broke out my hand warmers for the night. My hands are cold. And besides that, just like you said, this stadium showing us something we haven't seen so far this year. That's an all natural grass field, and also something I don't think I've seen in my lifetime. The home bleachers face the west, so I guess back in 1976 the sun rose in the west and sat in the east. Because when we got up to the press box, not only did we have to deal with all the Yellow Jackets and Wasps, but we were like half blind spraying to Monty.
Yeah, it was really kind of just wild spraying up here. We were like
to spray yourself.
It was like a really bad Leslie Nielsen movie.
Naked Gun up here.
We're doing flips and cartwheels, trying to move around, behind the. Yeah, it was pretty crazy up here. Hey, blizzard for the first time tonight. Blake Burnett, our statistician. Tell us a little bit about what you. We're not going to do the final thought or anything right now, but tell us your thoughts that you have early on.
Well, Mount Vernon runs that hurry-up offense, which Bonham ran last week, and that gave the Bulldogs defense fit. So I would like to adjust to that a little better and make Mount Vernon slow down and maybe keep that clock moving.
Yeah, I think we have we're going to have an interesting situation tonight. There's about, what would you say, 12 fans over there from Howe in the stands?
I would count 12, maybe 14 now. 2 more might have showed up.
So the band is making their way into the bleachers, and congratulations to the Pride of Howe on their 9th place performance at the state championship down at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. What an outstanding accomplishment for the Pride of Howe as they make their way into the bleachers. A long bus ride over here tonight. This may be the last one in a while, Justin White. We may have some good news coming up.
Okay, I'll be waiting to hear that.
That the 349 number that Howe turned in could very well be, it seems to be, unless something crazy happens, Howe will be in Division II next year, which would be great news for the Howe Bulldogs.
Oh boy, I tell you what, as far as, for one, travel won't be as far. The level of competition, obviously enrollment-wise, just playing teams that have more equal numbers, that will help. Talent-wise, that'll help. I mean, that will help so many different things if you can meet that number, depending on what that cutoff number is. And from all predictions, it looks like the Bulldogs will be right under that number.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to play with the likes of S&S, maybe Callisburg. Callisburg may go west. S&S could go west. Gunner could go west. So it could, talking to Coach Jay earlier today, it could be Howe and Leonard and
Bells,
Lone Oak and Bells and that direction. But Gunner's going to be in the mix. They're going to stay Division II because they turned in an unbelievable 354 number. And it's kind of like Salina, the fastest growing city in America, but they lost students this time. How did that happen?
Yeah, somehow all the people that moved there didn't have kids.
Yeah, I guess their kids went to a different school.
Yeah.
Because why go to Salina? Might as well, hey, we'll just go to one of these 17,000 Prosper schools. Maybe that's what happened.
They learned from the Alitos and the Highland Parks how to stay in that division.
Yeah, I mean, Salina's been doing that a long time. Used to back in the day, you could look at the 4A and the 2A numbers, and based on what Highland Park and Salina turned in, you knew exactly where the cutoff number was going to be back in the day.
It's funny about Gunner is they had such a hard time figuring out that enrollment. It took them 2 or 3 extra days to turn it in. Didn't turn it in until Monday.
So we have some injuries tonight. Austin Haley will not play. Ethan Lopez will not play. Let's see. Who else? Ryan Huff will not play.
Aiden Burris,
Carson Daniels will not play. Aiden Burris will not play. So it's going to be a little bit thin on the on both sides of the ball tonight for the Howe Bulldogs. Let's go over the hit exterior starting lineup. Justin White, you want to start with why don't you start with Mount Vernon on offense? How about that?
All right, let's start with their offense, starting the offensive line. Left tackle, senior number 54 is Cooper Cutright. Left guard, a junior Seth Latot. Center is Gabe Posey. He's a senior. Jonathan Pierce is a junior. He's at right guard. At right tackle is a senior, Jern Gadlin. So they got 2 seniors on that team, or 3 seniors on that line. The X receiver is Caden Kaufman. He's a senior. Nicholas Lacey, a senior. They got a lot of seniors on this team. Slot is Jaden Horton, who's a junior. Mackenzie McGill, he's a big name you'll be hearing about tonight and in the playoffs. He's a junior. Mackenzie McGill at halfback. At tight end is Mason Pope, and at quarterback, a junior is Braden Bennett.
Now, on the defense for Howe, again, a lot of people missing tonight. An injured Malin Walker will not start on defense. He has two really bad ring fingers, so he will start on offense. But on defense, it'll be Michael Riddle at the hammer position, Jaron Grisham, the nose guard, and the rock will be Clayton White. The linebackers tonight, Luis Gonzalez and Caleb Hicks, they get the starts, one senior, one junior. The outside backers will be both sophomores, Cooper Jones and Colin Murphy. The cornerbacks tonight, both seniors, Wesley Inge and Caleb Warmond. And the safety, strong safety, will be freshman Braden Ulmer. And the free safety will be senior Caleb McNutt.
All right, let's go to the Mount Vernon defense. They run a 3-4 defense, three down linemen. Austin Reed, a senior. Connor Coburn, a junior, and then a sophomore, Boone Morris. Linebackers, outside linebackers are Brylan Bolin and Hayden Newsard. Inside linebackers are Cross DiMaggio and Keaton Decker. I like that name, Cross DiMaggio. Cornerbacks are Blaine Kraus and Carson Bolin, both seniors, and then safeties are Heston Mitchell and Cam Doss.
I'm going to cut my finger tonight on this board. It broke as I was swatting wasps.
Oh, no.
So we have an injured board tonight also. So for Howe up front on offense will be Luciano Vasquez. Missed practice most of the week because of the band competition. He's in the band. Left guard will be Clay White. The center will be Malin Walker. Not sure which hand he will be snapping with, but he does have a pair of gloves. So hopefully that'll help out. Right guard will be Michael Riddle, and the right tackle will be Jaron Grisham. So that's a sophomore, senior, sophomore, and a senior on the offensive line. The ex-receiver will be Caleb McNutt, 22 catches for 341 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns. His longest is 36 yards, and that averages out to 15.5 per catch. The wideout on the far side, not Ryan Huff. He's injured tonight, bad knee. So junior Landon Duty will get the start, and he's been out of town, hasn't practiced most of the week. 3 catches for 37 yards on the season. His longest is 16 yards. That came a week ago, and that averages out to 12.3 per catch. In the slot receiver position will be freshman Braden Ulmer. They call him BU. He got his first action a week ago on offense, 1 carry for 2 yards, 1 catch for 7 yards. Spent most of the evening on the track instead of the field because he was pushed on the track and could have drawn some really big personal fouls there. And actually an ejection could have taken place a week ago. The fullback tonight, no Carson Daniels. It'll be Antoine Rattler getting the start. He's a junior, 34 rushes, 112 yards on the season. He has 1 touchdown. He has 3 receptions for 9 yards. So that's 3.29 yards per carry, 3 yards per catch. The slot receiver on the far side will be sophomore Colin Murphy, 4 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. That's 22.25 yards per catch. Of course, his big one came in Rains on a tip pass right off of Ryan Huff. Murphy brought it down and ran it to the house. Quarterback tonight will be sophomore Cooper Jones, 3 out of 7 in passing, 1 interception, 49 yards, and no touchdowns. He has rushed 22 times for 104 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. But, of course, it's receiving that Cooper Jones is best suited for, and he has 51 receptions for 719 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. That is your hit exterior starting lineup. On for Howe, it'll be 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 5 sophomores, and 1 freshman starting on offense. So that's 6 underclassmen of your 11 on offense for the Howe Bulldogs tonight in the final game, perhaps, of Division I.
Well, with all the injuries, it's kind of all hands on deck at this point, trying to field a team tonight.
Yeah, it's and we have yet to see Howe warm up. Did I miss it?
We have a kicker warming up. That's it.
Okay, so the kicker is out there.
Yeah,
we do somehow have somebody running the tunnel. We were worried about that. The tunnel has been delivered, but we didn't have anybody to run it because we've got, parents gone, and it's a long way over here. It could be the coaching staff doing it. I'm not sure, but the tunnel is being aired up. That's good for the kids in the final game of their senior career. Some of those.
It looks like it's Mr. Portman doing the tunnel.
Well, that's good.
Got some Howe fans starting to filter in a little bit.
We have some new new players on the roster also for Howe. As they didn't have a JV game last night, so some players got called up from JV, such as, looking here. Come on, where is it? Austin Adams will wear number 50. He's new to the roster. Malachi Daly, number 54. Also, Jeremiah Thornton will wear number 64. Brody McCollum will wear number 72. Seth Goolsby will wear 75. Colton Little will wear 80. And Bo Stevens will wear 88 tonight. Rhodey Fincher will wear 62 also in tonight's football game if they get in. And obviously no guarantee that you get in, and I'm not sure if you'd want to get into a game in this caliber type of team that Mount Vernon has. We're thinking maybe 3 series from the starters from Mount Vernon, perhaps, and then they're gonna, since they didn't have a JV game last night, they've got some JV players coming up also tonight too. Almost everybody knows what the result tonight is going to be. You've got probably the 4th best team in the state ranked, and I think I don't know if they're above that. They could be.
I think they're 3rd now. I think they moved up to 3rd.
That's they're an outstanding program and have been for a long time. So I would expect the Mount Vernon Tigers to be well on into the final dance of this thing a month from now or so.
Yeah, they're a real good team. They're I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the semifinals, the finals. They're probably the best team in the region right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So let's go over the Micah Belden opponent overview, Justin White, while we're talking about Mount Vernon and their Tigers. Give us the rundown on.
Okay. Well, as you mentioned earlier, they're the number 3 ranked team in the state, coming in 9-0. Blake talked about earlier about their pace. They do like to go fast. They are probably faster than Bonham, which is scary. Some of their players you want to watch: Caden Kaufman, one of the receivers, is a quick receiver you watch out for. Mackenzie McGill is a tough runner, hard to bring down. I think that, and I'll make a bold statement here, I think this is the best team that the Bulldogs have faced maybe since I know that their Pottsboro a couple years ago was really good, but maybe since the Gunner-Munster season, the 2017, Munster won the state championship, Gunner blew everybody out and got to the state title game before they lost. I think that Mount Vernon is about as good as that team. I think
it may even go back to the Mineola team in 2016.
Really? Okay.
This may be
the Wascom team.
Wascom in 2014 was outstanding. Yes. So we'll find out. What you'll see tonight also on offense for Mount Vernon is Mackenzie McGill, their halfback, will stand in the backfield with Bennett a lot, but McGill will line up kind of in the Wildcat look. He'll actually take the snap from center in shotgun. Bennett will move to one side or the other on him, and they'll run read option out of that. A lot of the times, McGill will keep it on that for another different look. But Mount Vernon just likes to run between the tackles, and they've got some big old hosses up front, and they like to move people around, and they do a great job of it.
And I think an important note too, obviously not for this game, but for later on, is they got a lot of depth. They don't really play anybody. I don't know if they play anybody both ways. If they do, it may be 1 or 2.
And sometimes some kids will go, the starters will go in for one series and come out and rest and then go in. The whole thing about Mount Vernon is getting rest. So a lot of times when their receivers will go out for a pass, it's only the receiver who's going to get the pass. The other ones will just stand there. And that makes coaches crazy when their receivers don't go out for a pass when they know they're not getting the ball. But they use that theory to conserve energy, and that just seems backwards to me. But I understand. But
Yeah, I get it too, but I think what happens when you're in a close game? You got to play 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And, conditioning wise.
So that's your attorney Micah Belden opponent overview. Now let's go into the Howe Bulldogs overview. It's brought to you by Goodfellas Barbershop. Howe Bulldogs have got to. They've got to kill the clock tonight, basically. I mean, I don't know how any other way to say it. This is the best team that Howe's faced in many years. If we're talking about Wascom, that's 2014, so that's 7 years ago. If we're talking about Mineola, that's 5 years ago. If we're talking about, as you mentioned, Gunner over there, that's 2017. That's 5 years ago or 4 years ago. So it's been a while since Howe has seen a team quite of this caliber. But you've got to play them. You've got to line it up. You've got to strap it on. And you've got to play 4 quarters of football. And the clock may run in the second half. We may get out of here a little earlier than what we thought. This may be like a Bells game. Everybody's going to run the ball tonight, especially with Cooper Jones at quarterback. I don't think you're going to see a lot of heaves down the field. I think you're going to see him run out of that position a lot tonight. And he is good at running the football in space. So I would imagine Howe will try to do some of that tonight and just get the heck out of East Texas, get the heck out of Division I, and go back to Grayson County and say hello to Leonard and all of those in Lone Oak, and let's go back to where we belong, because this has been Mars for the Howe Bulldogs for the past 4 years, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say the past 4 years have been. You've been in Division I playing a lot bigger schools. Mount Vernon is one of the biggest schools. A lot of schools are, but in this district, but Mount Vernon is one of the biggest schools in this district, and so again, they get a lot of depth. And it's no secret. This is a game that, that Mount Vernon is very likely to run away with, and they're going to try to rest a lot of their players. The Bulldogs are going to try to get nobody hurt, and get ready for basketball. I
tell you what, that's going to be our final thought here in a moment. But that is the Howe Bulldogs overview, brought to you by Goodfellas Barbershop. Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe. Let's talk about our final thought, brought to you by Rapid Electric. Justin, why don't you start with our final thought tonight?
Well, kind of like what I touched on earlier, try not to get yourself killed. You go out here, your numbers wise, you don't have a lot of players. You're playing a lot of JV kids. Mount Vernon's trying not to get people hurt because, like I said, they have the playoffs. Howe has basketball coming up. I know Coach Forsyth don't want to see his players hurt ready for basketball season, and so just try not to any injuries here.
Blake Burnett, your final thought tonight.
Get out of here healthy and get ready for basketball. Got a scrimmage in Plano tomorrow. Jacob Campbell's excited for that. That's what I hear.
All right, Carson Grogan, your Rapid Electric final thought.
My final thought is going to be, most people know the outcome, but for the Howe Bulldogs, just come out here and have fun. I mean, play loose and maybe end the season on a shocking win.
We're going to shock the galaxy tonight.
Oh, man, would that be something?
Hey, I'll give you my Rapid Electric final thought tonight. No more trips to Dr. Jelsma's office. Let's cut that out. We're tired of seeing Dr. Jelsma. So let's get out of here with no more fingers injuries, no more toes injuries, no more arms, shoulders, necks. I mean, it's getting a little crazy around here. So like I said, our final thought tonight is get out of here injury-free. Let's have a good night for the seniors. Wish them good well on their way out the door. Some of them don't get to play basketball. Some of them don't play football. So this is it for them. And so I feel really bad for the seniors in their final sports contest tonight of any magnitude. This is it for them. So I just want to wish them well and hopefully get out of here and have some fun tonight. I think a lot of these other kids take it for granted because they do play basketball, they do play baseball, but some of these kids don't. This is it. This is what they have, and this is all they've got. So I hope they are able to enjoy themselves tonight, and let's just get out of here injury-free.
Yeah, I hope they soak it in. I mean, sometimes you don't realize it until it's over. you realize, okay, I'm not playing anymore on Friday nights or any basketball games or whatever. So hopefully they soak it in tonight.
It's a nice, cool evening. This is not Roger Tidwell weather whatsoever. We are in this upstairs press box with the windows open. They had the AC on a moment ago. I hate even griping about that because, our situation at home, we burn up in there and we sweat and it stinks in there because we're all sweaty and
small spaces.
Very small space with lots of big guys. But it is cool this evening. Roger would probably hate this very, very much. He'd be looking for the heater and 17 blankets and all of that. But I'm on a streak. I've mentioned Roger Tidwell's name in about 8 or 9 straight. I'm going to go back and listen.
Okay.
I'm on a streak. We're going to make that a streak. That'll go into next year.
Okay.
So we're waiting on Mount Vernon to come through their tunnel. Now, Howe will win one thing tonight.
Yeah.
Howe is going to win the tunnel battle tonight, for sure. They have a little Snoopy tunnel over there.
Yeah, there's not much to that thing.
It's purple, which are their colors. It says Mount Vernon Tigers. It's just a little tunnel. And then Howe has their giant, huge bulldog head with the red LED eyes. And, hey, we're going to win something tonight. We're 1-0 in the tunnel battle tonight.
Let's go end it right now. Everybody go home.
And the band battle. I mean, Howe, my goodness, finished 9th in state. So I would imagine we're going to win the band battle tonight. We're not going to win the attendance battle. But there are more people showing up over there. We're probably looking at about 25 to 30 now on the far side.
All bundled up, too, because it's cold outside.
So Howe will come out tonight in white uniforms, white tops, and probably black pants since they're calling up the JV. So I would imagine we'd see the two-tone look from Howe. We've yet to see them out on the field. Did not warm up. Only the kicker warmed up, and he was not in uniform. But the Mount Vernon Tigers will come out tonight in purple tops and white pants and a white helmet. So they don't even – they kind of do go through the tunnel, but a lot of players standing in front of the tunnel, and they have a lot of flags. There's going to be about 10 – 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5 or 6 players carrying flags as they are about to come down and through their tunnel.
I don't think they can all fit in the tunnel. That's why some of them are out in front of it.
Still no sign of the Howe Bulldogs. We've not seen them yet in uniform or anything.
They didn't make it to the stadium, right?
We did see them come out for stretching.
Okay, yeah.
But that's it. I want to thank the tunnel crew, whoever that may be tonight.
And
here comes Mount Vernon as they come through their tunnel onto the field. A healthy crowd on the near side. Most of them were here at 6:30. As Friday Night Football in Mount Vernon is it. When you're talking about the number 3 team in the state of Texas, it is the opposite attitude and familiar sights and sounds of Bulldog Stadium as of right now. Howe nursing an 0-21 losing streak. These two teams and programs are on opposite end of the spectrum. And Mount Vernon and their fans are celebrating right now as their Tigers just came on the field. There's purple smoke. And still, there's the Howe Bulldogs. And they are in gray pants tonight. I didn't think so. I guess we do have enough gray pants. Maybe with so many players injured that they had enough gray pants to suit up the JV players that are coming up. So Howe will be in white pants, white jerseys, gray pants, black helmet with the thick black stripe down the side of the pants. And they are just walking.
They're making the long walk from the opposite end of the field.
They're not in any hurry whatsoever. They're
over to the other end of the field.
Still just walking along the sidewalk over there like they're headed up to the stands almost. Interesting for the Howe Bulldogs.
Very bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
Almost like they're sending a message type of thing, but I don't know what
would that message be, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, you see things like this when Howe plays Van Alstyne in a rivalry game, when it's a close matched game. You see kind of,
Will they warm up their own stadium?
And you see those kind of special things. But in a game like this, hey, maybe it works. Just for the record, the school record is 71 points that Howe has allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there, not for any reason, but in case anyone's scoring at home.
To Van Alstyne, correct?
Van Alstyne and Wascom each scored 71 on Howe. Van Alstyne in 1992, that would be the season after I graduated.
Yeah.
And then 2014, the first run by the Howe Bulldogs in the Dale West era of the slot T. Of course, the head coach was Zach Hudson. And Howe went 3 rounds deep that first year. And the Bulldogs now have made their way into the tunnel. And it appears like they're just about ready to come out of that thing.
They got their flag, getting their flags ready.
There we go. A little victory line by the cheerleaders as Howe's ready to come out on the field for the final time tonight and the final time this season. And here come the Howe Bulldogs.
And the Howe Bulldogs.
The Dogs have about now 35, 40 fans in the stands on the far side. A long way to drive over here, 90 miles.
I think I did a quick count. I think I counted 25 players.
So the fans outnumber the players.
Yes, barely.
Okay. So both parents didn't come.
Yeah, right. Just one representative.
So Hal says a little prayer down in the end zone of their far left side from our vantage point. Some of them staying a little bit longer than others.
This is the first, we talked about the grass here. This is the first time this season the Bulldogs have played on grass, correct?
It is the first time this season. Clay White, the last person to get up. Clay White with a very long prayer right there. Yes, it's the last team in the district to have grass. And, yes, it's the first time we've seen grass all year this season. The field is striped, obviously, with white paint, and the numbers are in purple, which are the Mount Vernon Tigers school colors. I think we're ready for the national anthem here. With that, it's football time in Texas. We're in Mount Vernon, and the Tigers will take on the Howe Bulldogs in white jerseys, gray pants, black helmets. Hey, thank you to Jerry Burke, one of our most loyal listeners. Listens almost every week. A big thank you to him. And we think we have quite a few listeners tonight as we are 90 miles away. Even though this could be a one-sided, lopsided game, still a lot of Bulldog fans out there. And the captains tonight will be Clay White, Andrew Bertrand, Jaron Grisham, and Caleb McNutt. We'll talk down, and Carson Grogan has the coin toss for us.
Captains for the visiting Bulldogs tonight, number 1 is Caleb McNutt. Number 58, Andrew Bertrand.
Chosen captains for that's a privilege. You guys know you better than we do, so we expect throw the flag. That's a long way for me to bend over the flag up. I don't like to do that.
Number 15 is the senior Caden Coffin.
A little bit of interference.
Crap at each other.
Number 16, Austin Reed.
Stand over them and all that kind of stuff, okay? How it's your choice.
Tails.
He called tails. Did you hear tails?
Caleb McNutt called tails.
It's not tails.
What's the ball?
You want the ball? We'll go. You want to defend?
We want to kick from the clock.
All right, you guys stand over here.
All right, that is your coin toss. And Caleb McNutt made the call there. You could hear of tails, and it came up heads. Howe wanted the football, not going to get it. They're going to be on defense first. Mount Vernon's going to get the ball first.
Well, we'll get a chance to see the Mount Vernon offense here first. That's what we've been hearing a lot about is their offense, so it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, what we're going to see is a big dose of Mackenzie McGill, their halfback, and Braden Bennett, the quarterback. But what really makes Mount Vernon go are the hogs up front. Cooper Cutright, Seth Latott, Gabe Posey, Jonathan Pierce, and Jerian Gadlin. Those big cats up front really, really make this thing go. And Howe will be, or Mount Vernon rather, will be moving right to left from our vantage point. And back deep to receive this opening kickoff, Tech Wave kickoff, is going to be Caden Kaufman. But I would imagine it's going to be a pooch kick somewhere, and I doubt Kaufman's going to have a chance to return this thing at all.
I think trying to keep it out of the athlete's hands and make one of the up men fair catch it will be advantageous for the Bulldogs.
Daniel Del Angel to try to boot this one away. Stands 4 yards away from the ball. It's a pooch kick. High left. It's going to bounce on the turf, be picked up. This is trouble. Coming near side. Picked up by Mount Vernon. And look out. This could be already a big long run all the way down to the near side. All the way in for a touchdown. On the return is Jaden Horton, the junior wide receiver who picked it off the turf, had tons of blockers and a wall right in front of him, came from the far side all the way to the near, and have taken it into the end zone on the opening Tech Wave kickoff.
Well, for a second it looked like trouble. It bounced on the turf, as you said, for a couple of times, and then he was able to pick it up. And at that point, he had blockers and he had speed, too, which was most important, and able to outrun the Howe special teams.
So on for the PAT, and that one is up and good already. 10 seconds gone in this game. We have a score 7-0, Mount Vernon in the lead.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner, gonna get a wrench, looking for a wrench in the toolbox, looking for a wrench, screwdriver, got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
Adrian Diaz booted through the PAT after the Horton 65-yard kickoff return. And here's McNutt, or Warman rather, on the kick return for Howe. That's the Tech Wave kick return to the 24-yard line is where Howe will start moving left to right. That was your hit exterior scoring drive recap, the first one of the night. So Howe at their own 24. We'll see what they come out with. Cooper Jones to start at quarterback tonight. Ulmer into this game. And he will be the slot that appears on the near side. They talked about running some wing T. We'll see what they do. Everybody bunched together. This is a wing T look. In the gun is Jones. He gets the snap, handoff coming near side. And fighting out of tackles. And I believe that's going to be Antoine Rattler at a new number, and number 3. And they'll spot it, no gain, up to the 24-yard line.
No gain, bring up
interesting look there, trying to get him kind of on a sweep to the outside there. Jones in the gun, and Rattler to the left of him.
Another slot T, wing T look. Here's again Rattler right up the middle. This time he does have a few yards, maybe a couple up to the 26, and that'll bring us third down and long.
Got right behind his left guard. I think that's 44, but I don't have 44. I don't know what the updated.
Well, Luis Gonzalez is 44.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's right.
Yards needed for the Bulldogs first.
So the same look, double slots, real tight. Everybody bunched together. Again, Rattler, and this is going to be BU on the trap to the other side, and that one is negative yardage. Back to the original line of scrimmage of the 24-yard line, and it's fourth down and punt time for the Howe Bulldogs. Nothing doing there. In a new formation, it didn't matter to Mount Vernon. They sniffed it out, and backwards went the Howe Bulldogs after a 2-yard gain. So it'll be punt time. Cooper Jones back to receive it. Malin Walker snapping it, and it's up. It's off the side of the foot of Jones. Caught midair, brought down by Murphy, or trying to. It's taking almost the entire Howe Bulldogs to bring down the returner who caught it midair, which I believe was Doss. It might have actually been Rafe Ramsey. But a flag is down. It's going to be a face mask against Howe to make things even worse. The ball went straight off the side of the foot.
Yeah, it had to be on soft foot because it was spinning.
It only went about 5 yards, maybe 10, maybe.
I don't think it went 10. I think maybe 7 or 8. But yeah, and then about a good 5-7 yard return, and then tack on 15.
So there's 10:08 on the clock, and Mount Vernon's knocking on the door at the Howe 14-yard line.
Number 8,
Bennett all alone in the backfield.
Quarterback.
Stands about 5 yards back, coming across, and he's going to roll out, look to throw. First play on offense is into the end zone. That is a touchdown to McGill for Mount Vernon. They have run one play. They have 2 touchdowns. It's 13-0 with 10:02 left to go in the first, and the PAT by Diaz is coming up.
Well, McGill somehow got lost in the got in the back of behind the covers there, and on a play action, and good job there by Bennett to find him in the back of the end zone.
The PAT by Diaz is up and true. It's 14-0. 10:02 left to go in the first. We'll be back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back. We have a one-play 14-yard drive for your hit exterior scoring drive recap. It was Bennett to McGill. Here's Diaz to bang away. The kickoff is going to be taken by Warmond. And no, he's going to let it go right past him into the end zone. Howe will have it at their own 25-yard line. To start their second possession, they went 3 and out to open, and a punt off the side of Cooper Jones' punt put Mount Vernon in great shape. Only needed one play to score.
Well, they had the wing T formation last possession. You know, of course, they're missing Austin Haley, so Cooper Jones is back there. And again, we talked about before, I don't think he's going to be airing the ball out much tonight.
Hey, you know who else is listening?
Who's that?
Roger Tidwell.
All right.
Yeah, he texts me, and I'm not sure if he's happy or mad. He just said Roger Tidwell weather! Exclamation.
This is kind of his weather.
Here's Jones going to keep it himself over left guard, still fighting his way through, being pushed back finally by Mount Vernon. forward progress will get him a couple of yards near the 30 up to the 27-yard line.
I tell you what, Jones is he's shown all year long he's very hard to bring down. Gets that quarterback power and just took it, as you said, right behind the left guard. Takes the whole team to bring it down.
We have an issue with our crowd mic tonight, a little short. So here's Jones, and he's going to hand off to Rattler. No, Jones is going to keep it. He tried to hand it. Rattler didn't want it. Something happened there. Jones kept it, and he gains a few more yards, crossing the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Well, it kind of that. I guess it was maybe that RPO kind of run pass option, and I think Rattler thought Jones was supposed to keep it, and Jones thought Rattler was supposed to have it. Luckily, it didn't result in a fumble.
Third down and about 5 for the Bulldogs. We got to shorten our board, I think, on that crowd mic. So here's Jones, Rattler to his left. This is a full formation, and some more miscommunication in the backfield, and Jones is going to be taken down for a big loss. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 25. Colin Murphy came in motion, and Jones faked it to him. Rattler never moved. It's going to be a false start against Howe as flags are down. And we'll see what this does to the line of scrimmage. It's going to spot it at the 27-yard line. And it'll bring up 4th and about 8. And Jones will go back again in punt formation. Rattler is the up man, 2 flanked wide receivers and 2 slots. Jones, this is a much better punt. Wobbly kick going to go over the head of Creighton, who's going to pick it up on the run. Has someone in his face. McNutt, he sidesteps him, now looking for somewhere to go. Stops, looks, and now goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And Kaufman, rather, picked it up and ran that way. So Mount Vernon will start this time 67 yards away from pay dirt instead of 14.
Well, at least you kind of help field position, at least make them start from farther back, as opposed to deep in your own territory like last possession.
7:58 on the clock. We're in the first quarter, 14-0. Mount Vernon Tigers lead. They bunch everybody together here, and this is a pistol look. Bennett is going to fake the hand. He wants to throw deep down the field, looking and way overshoots Kaufman, the intended receiver, who was guarded fairly well by McNutt. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10, 7:52 on the clock here in the first.
Yeah, play action pass, had plenty of time and just way overthrew that and tried to go on the deep pass down to Kaufman. And here they go quickly back to the line.
Same formation, pistol set. Bennett rolls out right, looks, wants to throw backside. Pressure comes from up the middle, brought down by Luis Gonzalez. A big loss back to the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you what, don't tell Luis Gonzalez that this is just a gimme game for Mount Vernon. He came in there while everybody's going in almost a slow motion, including the quarterback. Here he comes with his high-energy motor and makes a sack back in the backfield.
Back to the 22 is where they will spot it. Spot it? My goodness.
Spart it?
Spart it. And now back to traditional look. 2 receivers either side. Bennett again drops back. 3 steps, throws across the middle. That's going to be caught. Sidesteps the defender, and he's off to the races. Look out, 45, a stiff arm down, and finally taken out by Antoine Rattler at the 40-yard line as he was taken down. McNutt, I believe, with a stiff arm. And while he was doing that, Rattler took his knees out. And quickly, the snap and the screen. This is going to be Kaufman to the near side. 1st down and more. Tackled out of bounds by Braden Ulmer. And the ball will be spotted at the 26.
I'm not saying much in between these plays because this is how fast they're getting up to the line.
Yeah, they go pretty quickly. Here we go again. Bennett, the quarterback. McGill, he fakes it to him. Bennett under pressure by Riddle. And it's thrown the screen. Bubble screen on the far side. 1 man, Horton, finally trying to spin out of tackles, and is going to be brought down at the 15-yard line, close to another 1st down.
Yeah, quick screen out that right side, and good pursuit there by the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, they give up the 1st down.
11-yard gain. We'll pick up the first with 6:26 on the clock, and it's rolling. McGill to the left of Bennett, and this is going to be Bennett who gets the handoff, hurdles over a defender, and is going to walk into the end zone. He just hurdled over Braden Ulmer, who went for his legs, and McGill said, no, freshman. You got to come up with a little bit more than that, and then he just started walking. 20-0. Mount Vernon in the lead. 6:15 left to go in the first. Awaiting this PAT by Diaz.
Very deceiving by Mount Vernon. I thought Bennett had the ball there, but McGill able to get it and take it in his own.
Good play fake. The PAT is on the tee. The kick is up. The kick is very high, very good. They've got all the pieces you need to get to the very end of this 3A Division I dance.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle. NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Mount Vernon. 5 plays, 67 yards. And it took about a minute and 40 off the clock. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. It was a McGill 15-yard touchdown. Here's Warman taking it from the 8-yard line, and he is hammered hard at the 19-yard line. And Warman pops up, and his left leg is a little gimpy. He's coming off, and you're going to have to stretch that thing out. He took a big hit. And Howe will have it 1st and 10 at their own 19, coming left to right.
That was number 6, Cam Doss, who came with a good textbook tackle. Wasn't anything dirty about it, but just came in and hit him right at the waist and brought him down very quickly.
You know, they tackle well.
They do. They really do. They're fundamentally sound all the way through.
There's a lot of teams that tackle well. You know, just saying. Left to right. Jones in the gun, looks right now. He's going to take off and run. He's not going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he does. And I guess he does. He's going to gain a yard to the 20.
Curious if that was a designed quarterback run. He got the snap, acted like he was looking around, and then for about a second, and then took off with it.
Actually, they spotted it off the kickoff at the 20, so no gain on the play. 5:44 and rolling. Jones drops back 3 steps, looking across the middle, throws it, fires it, and it goes in and out of the hands of Duty. That's his 3rd drop in 2 weeks. And it'll now be 3rd down and 10 for Howe.
Yeah, Duty had some costly drops last week there against Bonham that could have been touchdowns. And that one right there had some coverage around him, hit him in the hands, maybe a little high, but definitely catchable. Could have been a 1st down too.
Rattler to the left of Jones. 5:36 on the clock after the incomplete pass. They look to the side for the play. And now Braden Ulmer will come over from the left side slot to the right side. So trips to the right. McNutt by himself, all up top. Here's Jones rolling out right, wanting to throw. Swing pass is going to be caught by BU, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. So no gain there. It'll be 4th and 10 for Howe. I'm not sure Howe has a yard of offense so far.
Well, quick pass there to Ulmer on that rollout, and like you said earlier, they just really do tackle well. There's not been a lot of broken tackles by the Bulldogs.
By my calculations, Howe has 2 yards of offense.
Well, they made that a -1 play, so it'd only be 1 now.
Here's Jones' punt. It's a high wobbly kick that's going to bounce at the 48-yard line and go backwards a little bit before Colin Murphy will down it at the 43-yard line, or 44 is where they'll spot it. So that's on the Howe side of the field, only 44 yards away to go for Mount Vernon to score again. There's 4:49 on the clock here in the first. We're just underway, and it's 21-0. Again, the school record's 71. Just saying. They can score at will. It has nothing to do with Howe. It has a lot to do with Mount Vernon. 3 receivers to the right. Bennett wants to pass. Deep down the left side, all alone is Kaufman. Easy catch at the 10. Turns around and scores. Rattler was to be in coverage, but he was 15 yards away. And Mount Vernon, a one-play drive again, makes it 27-0 with 4:43 on the clock here in the first.
Yeah, there was a breakdown somewhere because, there wasn't. Rattler was way behind or way in front of the coverage, about, like you said, 15 yards, and Kaufman, all he had to do was just catch it. And he's a pretty sure-handed receiver and able to catch it and walk in the end zone for the touchdown.
Sometimes it's hard to catch those all alone, but he had no problem there. Diaz bangs it through. Our new score, 28-0.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Mount Vernon, one play, 44 yards. It was a Bennett to Kaufman hookup. And here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Going to bounce. Howe's going to have to get on it.
Somebody
and
get
Mount
that.
Vernon, I believe, has gotten on the football, and they're going to take possession at the Howe 30-yard line.
They might go for 100.
They kicked that right in the middle of the field, right where at the 30-yard line, and the ball just dropped right there. And here
It's
comes
grass field.
Yeah, here comes one of their players, just like a heat-sinking missile, come in there and just lays right on it. Just right in the middle of the zone there where no Bulldogs were. They weren't in a hurry to get it either.
By the way, the last...
Offsides against the Tigers.
Oh, it's going to be offsides against the Tigers. So mark that off, and we'll have to redo it. The last scoring drive recap was 44 yards to Bennett to Kaufman, and it took 6 seconds off the clock.
Wow.
And we're at this is going to be the 8th possession of the game, and I only have 15 for the first half, so I don't know how this is going to work.
Well, it was 28-0 at the end of one, I believe, against Pottsboro. And that game ended up slowing down a little bit, but this is getting ugly. This seems just uglier football right now than that Pottsboro game.
Yeah, we're 6 minutes into this thing.
Had a long ways to go.
You know, I've been on the other side of this a lot. It's hard to be on this side. You know, being on that Mount Vernon side where you're just dogging people all the time, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. It's hard. It's not easy to broadcast those kind of games,
Right.
but it's more fun. Being on this end is just hard to watch. And you feel bad for those kids, but, they're at a huge disadvantage. So it's just about everybody that suits up against Mount Vernon.
Yeah, so it's not only Howe that has problems like this. Mount Vernon has been doing this to everybody all season long.
Yeah. So your Tech Wave kickoff is going to happen again. It's going to be back at the 35-yard line now, since Mount Vernon jumped off sides. And here is the fair catch called for by an up man. Cooper Jones will make it. Carson Grogan, we haven't talked to you a whole lot yet. Let's talk to you. What's going on down on the sideline?
Just from my perspective here on the sidelines, Monty, you can tell an obvious difference in energy. Howe on the sideline, not much energy. Mount Vernon on the other side of the football and the sideline, flying around excited. So right now, I think it's a big energy and a want to out there on the field.
I haven't even had a chance to see which hand Malin Walker is snapping with. I still can't tell. I think it's his right. Here's Jones going to keep it over left tackle. And for the first time, he has just a couple of yards up to the 39-yard line. And that's where they'll spot it at the 39.
Yeah, I can't see what hand he is. I want to say the right hand, but I can't tell for sure.
That last one was with the left hand.
It was left?
Was it? Okay.
Left-handed snap.
Hard for me to see way up here. Yeah, it is left-handed. Rattler will stand to the right of Cooper Jones. And he's going to give to Rattler up the middle, who's hit massively and immediately at the line of scrimmage. And he goes nowhere. It'll be third down and about 8.
That time that was just a design run there for Rattler. He's got some holes, some little creases, but I tell you, they shrink very quickly. And do a good job filling in the gaps.
Third down and 8 for Howe. They look to the side for the play. There's 3 receivers to the far side, which are Murphy, Braden Ulmer, and McNutt. Duty split out wide to the near side. Left to right goes Howe. Jones wants to throw. Fires it across the middle. It's intercepted. That one is going to be probably taken to the house, and it looks like it is. There's a flag down, however, at the 30, so I'm not sure this one is going to go and count the entire distance, but Cam Doss picked it off and took it to the house.
Clay White took a blindside block. That should be what the penalty is.
Cooper Jones got walloped pretty good, too. He's slow getting up.
So the flag is at the 29-yard line on the house side of the field, and it looks like the officials are going to talk to, they're going to talk to the side judge. And we'll get the
personal foul again.
Against the Tigers.
Was that a block below the waist, perhaps, on the interception return?
I didn't see one. I just said that they saw a personal foul against Mount Vernon. So,
well, the touchdown, it happened at the 29, so the touchdown, you can wipe that off the board, and the 15-yard penalty will march them back to the 44-yard line near midfield.
Yeah, when Clayton White was in pursuit after the guy who intercepted it, one of the Mount Vernon guys just blindsided him.
So Mount Vernon will have the ball at their Howe 44-yard line. 3:21 on the clock. Bennett wants to throw. Plenty of time. Looks deep left field. And Kaufman has it at the 1-yard line. He looked deep down the left side. Kaufman, I thought, was going to have enough to get in the end zone, but his shoulder pad hit right as he made the catch at the 1.
Kind of a post pattern there, and Rattler was just about a step behind, and Kaufman caught that right about the 1 and went down. And again, Tigers go quickly to the line.
Bennett strolls in. This is a different formation.
Under center.
2 tight end set. Bennett is going to hand on the reverse. No, he's caught in the backfield and slammed down hard. Cooper Jones at the 9-yard line, a big loss as Jones wrestled him like he was calf roping.
I tell you what, yeah, Bennett went back. It was like a play action. He faked the handoff, and he was getting ready to pass, and then Cooper Jones was right there in his face. Cooper Jones grabbed him at the waist and just from one side to the other just swung him down hard, and you could hear the ooze from Mount Vernon. 2 big tackles there by Gonzalez and Jones tonight on Bennett.
2:44 on the clock, and it'll be second down and goal from the 4-yard line, and this will be a handoff to a number 50 who is in for the touchdown.
Big man.
And now big flags come in at the end of this thing. Go ahead, Blizzard.
Yeah, they had 3 linemen in the backfield, 2 lead blocking, and then 54 dotted the I, and there's just a handoff to him, and big man Tutty.
So Cooper Cutright, according to Blizzard, gets the
tutty.
The tutty from 4 yards back, right?
Yes. 4 or 5.
So the personal fouls, did we sort those out?
On this last play here?
Well, okay, now they've changed the scoreboard, so the scoreboard needs to be changed. And now Diaz will come in for the PAT. I saw a lot of flags after the touchdown. Haven't seen
It was a personal foul on Mount Vernon. Personal foul on Mount Vernon.
I got you. And there's the PAT. That brings our new score 35-0 with 2:36 left to go in the first.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's BUCKSNORTBBQ.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
So your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Mount Vernon went 3 plays, 44 yards, and took just less than a minute off the clock, capped off by a Cooper Cutright touchdown. An offensive lineman got in there. And our new score 35-0 after the Diaz PAT. There's 2:36 on the clock, and we're awaiting the Tech Wave kickoff, which will be kicked from the 25 after the personal foul against Mount Vernon. And it's going to be Warman who catches it on a hop, bobbles it, picks it back up, and goes straight down to the turf at the 32-yard line. He was anticipating a big pop.
Yeah, he had number one there, Horton. I'm sorry, Horton coming right at him, and he made a business decision and went down.
And before the Bulldogs go out on offense here, guys, just be weary. Caleb McNutt was warming up on the sideline, so we might see dual quarterback action on this drive.
We hadn't seen that all game long. I know that was against Mineola. Had a little bit. Caleb McNutt coming in at quarterback possibly.
Well, here's Cooper Jones still in at quarterback. 2 receivers to either side. And this is Gonzalez in the backfield. He gets the handoff, and he's not going anywhere but backwards by about 7 jerseys who drive him backwards. The ball comes out late. Gonzalez is down, and he is not getting up very quickly.
Number 3, Brian Bowler.
Gonzalez lost yards. They're going to give him a yard on forward progress, but Gonzalez is down. He is not doing well. Not doing well. He ripped his helmet off, and he is not doing well.
Yeah, he was trying to run hard there, trying to get yards after contact, and kept getting pushed back, and then finally went down, and it was a tough run there by him. But yeah, he's in a lot of pain right now.
This is going to be an extended timeout. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
And thankfully, Luis Gonzalez is up. We thought that one might take a while, but
he's trotting back like he may be okay.
Well, that was that looked bad.
Yeah,
you know, he's had a lot of really bad injuries in his life. So Howe will face a 2nd down and 11 here as the ball is spotted at the 32-yard line. And Jones is going to drop back, quickly throw over the middle. Colin Murphy makes the catch. And there's the first really good sign of offensive life as the quick pass to Murphy takes it to the 40-yard line, an 8-yard gain. And we're into positive numbers for sure now on offense.
Nice. A little movement there.
3 receivers to the left, almost drawn off sides. is Mount Vernon. Duty by himself down here at the bottom. Howe traveling left to right here in the first quarter. That's taken 9 hours. 1:30 left to go on the clock. Cooper Jones looks under pressure, throws across the middle, is caught and dropped by BU. Incomplete. It would have been a first down. It was right at the marker, but it'll be fourth down and punt time about 4 yards away from that marker.
Fourth down, 3.
Hayden Newsard was coming on a blitz there from his linebacker position that was unblocked and hit Jones pretty good. Jones had to hurry up and get rid of that. And unfortunately, that stops the clock.
No indication of punting it right here. As Jones wants to throw on fourth down, and he skips his defender McNutt, who was coming on a bubble screen, and that falls incomplete. Jones looked like he was throwing it kind of sidearm, like a shortstop would to first base.
Yeah, he's kind of got an unorthodox delivery, and it was off target there. And I guess Coach Jay is taking the blizzard approach. Why not? Why punt? Just go ahead and go for it every time.
You know, yeah, you're right. He doesn't have that true throwing motion of a true quarterback.
Yeah, he's got a good arm. I mean,
he does have a great arm.
Got some,
he can launch the ball. Yeah,
just a little off target there.
First down and 10 for Mount Vernon now as they switch sides. They'll have it at the Howe 40-yard line. 1:10 on the clock in the first quarter.
Timeout, Howe.
Howe's call a timeout. We'll take one, too. We'll be right back.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Vic and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask that you back the Dogs and become a member today. Go visit the Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Have a great year, Bulldogs.
This first quarter seems like it's taken 9 years. It's 8:06, so really it's taken 36 minutes, but my goodness.
I tell you what, for a game that you want to go by fast, that first quarter has gone by slow.
That's too long. That's too much.
It really
has.
Much.
Yeah, quicker, please. Not that Mount Vernon's taking time off the clock. They're scoring just whenever they want. But that does stop the clock a lot.
Yep, the hurry-up offense is out there too still.
3 receivers to the right. Bennett wants to throw. 3-step drop now, looks left. Pretty good coverage left side, but he heaves it that way anyway, up in the air and caught for a touchdown. It's about 3 yards deep in the end zone was Rafe Ramsey right over the top of 2 defenders for Howe. A great catch.
I tell you what, right over the, I think it was Inge and Ulmer there in coverage, in double coverage, and somehow threw it over their heads, and Ramsey able to go up there and get it on a long touchdown pass there. And this game is already got out of hand, even more.
So 3 of the drives for Mount Vernon have been on one play. Diaz's kick is up and true. It's 42-0. 1:02 left to go in the first.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner, gonna get a wrench, looking for a wrench in the toolbox, looking for a wrench, screwdriver, got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
Welcome back. 1:02 left to go in the first. It's 42-0 Mount Vernon. We knew this kind of game was coming. It was a one-play 40-yard drive for the Tigers on a 40-yard pass and catch from Bennett to Ramsey. And that's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. and it basically took 8 seconds off the clock. Your Tech Wave kickoff is up in the air by Diaz. A long kick to Warman again, who takes it at the 12-yard line on the far hash, coming to the near hash. Makes one defender miss, still on his feet, and dives forward towards the 30-yard line. And Howe will have perhaps their best starting position of the night from their own 30. So the drives for Mount Vernon so far in this game: 1 play, 14 yards, 5 plays, 67 yards, 1 play, 44 yards, 3 plays, 44 yards, and 1 play, 40 yards. And it's 42-0.
They're scoring about almost every 2 plays, almost. Average.
And here's McNutt into the game at quarterback. He throws. It goes right through the hands of his receiver, Braden Ulmer, and falls incomplete. Again, that one would have been about an 8-yard gain by Ulmer. Heard footsteps. He claps his hands in disgust and goes back to the line of scrimmage as Cooper Jones, a receiver now. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
That was a catchable ball, just a little out pattern there by Ulmer and just right through his hands. He probably got tackled immediately, but you got to. That's the second drop pass there by the Bulldogs.
McNutt will stand in the gun. Now he'll hand off on the trap to Rattler, who had a little lane for a moment, then was hit hard after maybe one, or maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage and that was it. They'll lose a yard to the 29. The good-looking play for a moment, and then it turned into a yard loss.
I tell you, they fill those holes quickly and tackle great.
18 seconds and rolling here in the first quarter. There's 16 seconds on the play clock. They can just let this thing run out if they want to.
I bet they will.
There's no reason to snap it here. It's 3rd down and 11, and when we come back, it'll be the second quarter. 42-0, Howe trailing Mount Vernon.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Howe comes out at their own 29-yard line, facing a 3rd down and 11 after a 1-yard loss by Antoine Rattler. And Walker will put his left foot, or left hand, I think he's next. The next will be the foot. Snaps it back to McNutt, who fires it deep down the right side, and that one's almost intercepted. I thought for a moment that was going to be in no man's land towards anybody, but breaking on the football very quickly was defensive back for the Tigers, and it'll be 4th down and 11 now for Howe, as Jones will come back in punting formation, and McNutt will move to a receiver spot, to his typical receiver spot. That means Murphy moves over to a slot on the far side, so a lot of movement just to punt this ball away.
A lot of musical chairs here for the Bulldogs.
11:55 on the clock. We're in the second. Howe, 4th down and 11. Want to punt this thing away. Jones, a low wobbly kick, going to bounce at the 36 and roll inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. And Mount Vernon will start again 67 yards away. The last time they did that, it took them 5 plays to score.
You know, this Mount Vernon team is good. You know, they were good last year. They lost to the eventual state champion in Jim Ned when Mount Vernon was being led by Art Briles. And then he left, and Coach Brad Willard is the head coach now, and a lot of people say they're better this year than they were last year.
So how far How did anyone taking a bet on this, how far we'd get into this game before Art Briles was mentioned? I mean, we're into the second quarter. There's 42 points on the board, and we're just now mentioning Art Briles.
I know.
What kind of broadcast crew are we?
What kind of research have we done? Yeah, we've got all about Art Briles.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing so good over here. Do they even remember? I bet they do. 11:47 on the clock. This is a busted play. Bennett wanted to give it to McGill, and he throws it out of bounds. It'll be second down and 10 coming up. And
ball's incomplete. Second down, 10.
Not very many busted plays you see out of Mount Vernon.
No kidding, and they'll make up for that. Supposed to hand off to McGill, but McGill didn't take it, and Bennett running for his life, and they will just throw it away.
So second down and 10. And Bennett will be in the gun. And he wants to roll out right and throws, and it's going to be caught by Horton for about a 5-yard gain up to the 39-yard line.
A flag down.
Clock is rolling. That's the greatest thing about that play.
Yeah, I should have kept that Art Briles comment in my back pocket for maybe the second half. When things are getting more out of hand, but I had to pull it out.
So is Mr. Briles going to Texas Tech? Did I hear rumblings about something like that?
I'm sure he's being looked at. I don't know if that'll he may be still too hot to handle.
Second down and 14 rather for Mount Vernon. Here's a handoff. That's McGill trying to shake the tackle of Jones. Jones grabs him by the jersey, still fighting. Horse collars him down. I shouldn't say that because that's a penalty. But he does grab him by the jersey and rips him down. So that's a loss back to the 31-yard line.
Good tackle there by Jones. There, put him in 3rd and long here. Behind the sticks.
Bennett and McGill in the backfield. Bennett wants to throw. Right side, looking for Horton. Makes the catch. And Warman makes a great tackle. As soon as he makes the catch, Warman was right there at the 39-yard line to bring him down. 8-yard gain.
Good tackle there by Warman there on Horton.
So it'll be 4th down and about 6. And we're going to find out who their punter is.
Is that Gabe Posey?
And it's a pretty good punt. Goes all the way back, takes a great roll. All the way inside the 15, down to the 12-yard line. An amazing punt by a big offensive lineman. And I believe that is Jonathan Pierce, I believe. Is that right, 52?
I thought it was 62.
Was it 62?
I believe so.
Posey. We didn't even, here's how it was. I didn't even put it on my board of who the punter was because I didn't feel like we would see the punt tonight.
I know.
I almost did not matter. But here Hal
in the first half, too.
Forced them to punt.
Defense came to play. At least
who had the odds on Mount Vernon punting in the first half?
Oh, man, not me. I was thinking fourth quarter more like it.
So Howe, with 10-11, will take it at their own 12-yard line. And this is going to be Ulmer on the buck sweep from the near side to the far. And he's good at running a buck sweep. He's a freshman.
I kind of want to see him in open field. I know I've heard you talk about him and some of the speed he has. So only a freshman. You see him for the next 3 years.
He'll gain 2 or 4 rather up to the 16-yard line. McNutt in the gun, and he's going to hand off on the reverse to Cooper Jones coming near side. He runs over a defender and falls forward past the 20 to the 23-yard line. A good tough run by Jones.
I know, just got a little inside handoff there on that. It was reverse or trap or something right inside there behind the left guard.
Hal has a first down tonight.
There we go. I was worried this was going to be kind of
first down of the night.
I was worried this was going to be kind of like a Van Alstyne. Remember they played Van Alstyne a few years ago? There was a
2018
negative yardage type of thing, but Bulldogs have got positive yards.
McNutt throws, quick pass and catch, going to be caught, and about an 8 or 9 yard gain by Braden Ulmer. And he'll cross the 30 to the 32-yard line.
All of a sudden, the Bulldogs are in a groove here.
A 9-yard pass and catch from McNutt to Ulmer there, senior to freshman. Rattler in the backfield to the left of McNutt. 2 receivers either side. McNutt's going to hand off to him. Right over right tackle. He escapes a couple of defenders. A first down run to the 39-yard line, and Howe all of a sudden has something going a little bit.
No, hand off to Rattler. Rattler very shifty, able to get kind of to the second level and move the sticks. And maybe this is against the second string of the defense, but who cares? I mean, you got to stop them.
Yeah, a lot of new players out there for Mount Vernon with a 42-0 lead. They draw Mount Vernon off sides, and McNutt's going to hammer it deep down the field. It's going to be picked off. Look out here on the far side. Brought down by Michael Riddle was the first one there. And I don't think this is going to count because Mount Vernon jumped off sides. It was a free play, so wipe it off.
Well, thank goodness for that because and that's good. McNutt went along with it, had the free play, and just hammered it down.
And it was a good job by Michael Riddle to run over there, break down, and make a great tackle.
He did. The big lineman with the pursuit.
So the ball now at the 44-yard line. And McNutt is going to shoot it on over to Ulmer, who has another first down at the 50.
Ulmer with the reception.
And, we've been waiting to see the Ulmer show for quite some time. We knew he was going to be up here on Friday nights eventually. And he's going to be on Friday nights for a long time to come. He's a good athlete. He throws the shot put and is like a national champion in shot put.
Wow.
Here's a handoff to Rattler up the middle. He runs over Malin Walker and then is slung down at the 46-yard line. He just ran straight in the back of Walker, who went down. And then the ball will be at the 46 is where they'll mark it. A good run by Rattler.
Yeah, he ran right into the back of Walker, right between the 6 and the 8, and 7 and 8. I'm sorry, and pinballed off him and got a couple of yards out of that.
3 receivers right. McNutt rolls that way, throws on the run, and this one's going to be almost intercepted again. He was looking for Cooper Jones. It falls incomplete, and it will be 3rd down and 6 from the Mount Vernon 46.
Throw into a lot of traffic there was Jones. He had duty downfield behind the coverage, wide open.
They draw him off sides again. McNutt throws off his back heel to Braden Ulmer, who makes the catch for a first down. And Howe will move the sticks again, this time inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. And maybe the 36, they'll give him forward progress. A good gainer there as they keep drawing Mount Vernon off sides.
Yeah, McNutt able to draw him off sides. I think good
number 11, Carson
blitz pick up there by Antoine Rattler to give McNutt just a little bit more time as he threw it off his back foot.
1st down and 10. Right to left goes Howe with 6:36 on the clock here in the second. Handoff Rattler up the middle. A pretty good hole. And he's going to be brought down after about a 5-yard gain up to the 30-yard line, maybe 6 yards. Maybe 7 yards.
Again, Bulldogs are kind of getting to a groove, getting some positive yards here, mixing it up with the pass and the run. Get to Rattler and let him work in between the tackles.
And there's a remarkable drop-off from the first-team unit to what's on the field right now.
Oh, yeah.
6:05 on the clock. Handoff Rattler, left guard. Sneaks through. Look out. He's got the about the 15-yard line is where they'll mark him. Maybe the 16, another chain banger for Rattler.
Gavin Rainey in on the stop from
already. This will be the 10th play of the drive for Howe. This is more like it.
Yeah, this is right in between the tackles here for the Bulldogs on the interior runs.
This is a good preview of what could happen when you play somebody your own size, maybe in Division II next year. This is McNutt. Handoff Rattler up the middle. A big hole in it. 5, and he's into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. If anybody had a goose egg, shame on you. The Howe Bulldogs are on the board. 5:31 left to go in the second. 42-6 awaiting the Danielson PAT.
I tell you what, they've just almost ran the same play each time, just a draw up the middle, and the offensive line has done a good job of making big holes, and then good vision there by Rattler to able to follow his blocks there and able to break some tackles, pinball off a couple of defenders, and into the end zone for his second touchdown of the season.
So this will be Daniel Del Angel for the PAT to try to make it 7. The kick is up. It's a low line drive kick, not even close. And we're halted at 6. 5:31 left to go in the second. We'll be back.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Well, how about an impressive 10-play drive for Howe that took 88 yards in 4 minutes 40 seconds off the clock, capped off by a 16-yard touchdown by Antoine Rattler, and that's more like it. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Your Tech Wave kickoff is going to go way out of bounds, and Howe will have possession at their own 25-yard line. I believe that's where
Mount Vernon will have possession.
I'm sorry, Mount Vernon will have possession.
That's probably a smart move. Just kick it out of bounds.
Well, they kicked it way out of almost in the stands.
They did. just to be sure.
Let's see if they're going to spot this. Where it went out of bounds. It went off the foot of Del Angel. It never looked good from the beginning. And they're going to mark it at the 42-yard line. On the Mount Vernon side of the field. There's 5:31 on the clock. And this will be a new quarterback in. Howe may have the football. That is a bad exchange on the handoff. And Mount Vernon is able to get back on it. It'll be second down and about 11 after a yard loss on the bad exchange.
Looks like you got a new quarterback in there. I believe that's Rafe Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey was in. And that'll move it back to the 39-yard line. This is McGill still in the game, trying to be wrestled down, fighting away from Michael Riddle, and he finally does. McGill coming near side. McNutt is going to bring him down out of bounds at the 46-yard line, but Michael Riddle had a hand around his arm, and that's all he had was the arm. A true arm tackle, right? And he couldn't get away from that arm. He was trying to get his arm loose and finally got away. Here's a handoff to McGill again. He's going to be brought down from behind by Riddle again.
I tell you what, Riddle swung around. Bulldogs got a storm. When you see somebody like that trying to tackle somebody, you have to come to them. Come to the ball.
Yeah, you have to have more kids there. Handoff up the middle, a different back here. Same result. A first down run inside Howe territory to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that was a quick draw at the middle. A good open field tackle there. Last line of defense was by McNutt.
And this is Ramsey wanting to throw left side. Catch is made. Escapes a couple of defenders on the far side. And down inside the 15-yard line, or right at it, is the intended receiver, Nicholas Lacey. So Ramsey with a completed pass, trying to find out who the back is. They move so quickly. Here's a handoff to him right up the middle. He's got the 5. He's got the touchdown. That's not McGill in for the score.
Actually, it's another McGill, Quincy McGill.
Quincy McGill. It's too many McGills, too.
Oh.
That's one too many McGills.
And there's not much of a drop-off either.
Well, they moved quickly down the field. How many yards was that score? Was that
17.
From the 17-yard line?
Yeah.
So here's Diaz. For the PAT, it's up and it's good. 49-6, our new score. 4:03 left to go before the half.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
4:03 left to go in the second. I think I'm going to retire the board tonight.
Uh-oh.
That means I don't think we're going to do highlights.
Yeah, that one.
And
yeah, I don't think it'll be highlights. It's going to be more like recap.
Yeah. So we'll have a pretty quick Ann's Realty Group post-game show tonight. We've got a long drive back anyway.
Those Diaz likes to line up at the 25 and make about a 15-yard run.
No doubt. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. It's going to go into the end zone after about a 4-yard roll. So Mount Vernon on the board again, 49-6. That one was 7-play drive. That's the only thing I'm not going to be able to give tonight. Any more scoring drive recaps, but we've done enough so far. So Hit Exteriors LLC, I think we've met our quota.
Yeah, we've covered them pretty good.
So that one was 7 plays, 48 yards on the drive, and it took about a minute 30 off the clock, and it was a Quincy Gill 17-yard touchdown run.
Methodical by their standards. Methodical drive.
So here's McNutt at quarterback. And he throws a screen pass in the middle, a middle screen to Rattler, who can't shake the big, huge tackler right about the line of scrimmage. They're not only big, but they're fast.
They are. And Rattler is seeing plenty of action tonight. We've been kind of he's been kind of inconsistent here this season with subbing in for Carson Daniels. With Daniels out tonight, Rattler's getting a lot of touches.
Jared Brusso split out wide to the right. And Colin Murphy split out wide to the near side. It's a new look for Murphy. Again, no Ryan Huff tonight, no Ethan Lopez tonight, no Carson Daniels tonight. Cooper Jones in the slot near side. This is McNutt handing off to Rattler, who goes down to a knee behind the line of scrimmage. He slipped a little bit. I thought he put his hand down and his knee didn't go down, but a whistle blew. And he'll lose a yard or two right there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, he went down there, and if he wouldn't have gone down, he had a chance to get some extra yardage, maybe 3 or 4 yards, but apparently the official saw his knee go down.
Clock rolls at the 2:50 mark. McNutt in the gun. They look to the side for the play. Braden Ulmer in the slot on the near side with Colin Murphy. On the far side is Cooper Jones and Jared Brusso. McNutt wants it, gets it, drops back 3 steps, rolls a little bit to the right, looking downfield across the middle of the field for Cooper Jones. It's incomplete, but 2 purple jerseys were right there surrounding Jones as he went up for that. It would have been a 1st down catch, however. That was a dangerous throw.
Yeah, rolled to his right and threw kind of almost across his body to the center of the field is Carson Foose and Cam Doss are right there in the middle on either side of Cooper Jones. Jones almost able to come down with it, but good coverage there by Mount Vernon.
4th down and 9. Howe at their own 31-yard line will punt this one away. Jones, a high wobbly kick. Straight up, it goes on the Mount Vernon side at the 39-yard line and takes a hop back. And Colin Murphy will kill it at the 43-yard line. And they'll be moving left to right on their next possession. We're basically out of possessions on my spot board. I put room for 15 per half, and this makes 17.
Really?
That's another reason we're not We're going to retire the board for tonight, for the season.
I thought it was because you broke it earlier. I thought that was the reason you were retiring it.
I've got Michael Mosier a few years ago gave me the spotting board. He made it for me. It says Howe Bulldogs on one side and touchdown time in Texas on the other side. But unfortunately, it cracked tonight thanks to these Yellow Jackets up here in the press box, swatting them.
Ramsey and McGill in the backfield for Mount Vernon.
So McGill again in the backfield, and Ramsey at quarterback on 1st and 10. McGill's going to get the direct snap, and he'll run left. And he'll be brought down, finally, after about a 7 or 8 yard run at near midfield.
Andrew Bertrand.
Well, you talked about in the pregame there about Quincy McGill sometimes getting it in the direct snap and kind of doing the read option himself. That time it was just a direct snap and just a powered left side.
Yeah, we were talking about Mackenzie Gill. And
McGill once again on the carry.
This is another McGill, assuming related.
I believe
it'll be a first down run right there by McGill for a couple of yards at the 45-yard line. Ramsey, quick toss out to the right side. That one's going to be caught. He's got some room and slammed down hard by Warman, and a flag is down. 2 flags are down. Warman might have got a horse collar, a face mask right there, and that's what the call is, a face mask. The side judge didn't see it, apparently. The back judge did.
The side judge who's closest to it didn't see it.
Right at it. He didn't see it. So that'll move the ball for Mount Vernon deep in Howe territory at the 23-yard line. Quickly to the ball. Ramsey wants it, gets it, wants to throw. Looking left side. Now he's flushed. Now throws and one hops his receiver. And I believe, was he behind the line of scrimmage? I believe he was.
I think he was.
He was very close when he stepped up in the pocket and heaved it.
He had a Bulldog coming right at him. I didn't see who it was. But had to throw it kind of off balance and off target there. Short hopped into the receiver.
We've got a good halftime show for you on our Rapid Electric halftime. We've got Olivia Morris from the band. Here's Ramsey going to keep it, and he's going to break the tackle of Landon Duty. That's not Ramsey. That's McGill, and he's close to scoring, and he is. He broke the tackle of Duty, and then it was easy scooting down the sidelines. And Mount Vernon has tacked another one on, 55-6, awaiting the PAT.
Landon Duty had him in the backfield and just slipped off the tackle. Again, another broken tackle and poor tackling by the Bulldogs.
I believe is this a new kicker, or is this still Diaz? Ramsey to hold. The kick is up, and Diaz does punch it through. 56-6, a minute 12 left in the second. We'll be back.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnortbbq.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Welcome back. It's 56-6 here in Mount Vernon, Texas. A minute 12 left to go before the Rapid Electric halftime show. Again, Olivia Morris will be our Bandsman of the Week interview at halftime, and Stacy Wilson will be our Howe ISD employee spotlight. And she is the wife of Superintendent Kevin Wilson. A good interview there. She had a lot of good things to say. One of the questions was, how does it feel to have, be a 5th grade science teacher and have more power than the superintendent?
Oh, wow.
But she said, I don't know if that's the case. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff, going to be banged through the end zone. Goes all the way through. The Pride of Howe will have another performance tonight. At halftime, they will make their way and play in front of the Mount Vernon crowd. This is a nice stadium, but I think Mineola gets the crown for the greatest stadium in the district.
Yeah, the big piney woods in the backdrop there. I think the way that it's nestled in the bowl look there, I think they do have a nice East Texas look.
And maybe from the visiting bleachers, there might be a better view because there are some piney woods looks behind us over here.
Right.
But from our vantage point, looking to the west, it's just there's a school over there. It's, it's not any different than anywhere else. It's a grass field, though. It's a good look. First time the Bulldogs have been on grass. Here's the first play is going to be a handoff to Jaron Grisham from left to right. Have some fun, Jaron Grisham. And there's a big carry right there for you, young man.
It was Clay White.
Was it Clay White?
Yeah.
Another senior.
Second down, 3.
The inside handoff, Clay White and he had some open field there. He had some green pastures in front of him.
Well, it was good for about 7 yards on first down, so a 7-yard gain by Clay White. Here's a handoff to Rattler, a more traditional look, and he's going to be close to a first down, right at it at the 35-yard line.
I'll just give it to him.
Several Tigers in on that stop.
No indication they're not going to move the sticks just yet. It's going to be third down. Oh, now they are. Now they're going to move them.
And they keep the clock moving.
Let's talk to Carson Grogan down there. Any side of Michelle Carney? Have we seen her tonight? Did she make this drive? Any side of Carson Grogan down there? McNutt wants it. Handoff on the inside trap to Rattler. Trying to find somewhere to go. And wrestled to the ground after maybe 1 yard. And that is the end of the first half. 56-6. Mount Vernon in the lead. The school record is 71 points. That is 15 away. It's your Rapid Electric halftime show. We'll be back on the back end.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Gonna get a wrench. Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Today's Pride of Howe Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by 4A Automotive. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Spotlight member of the Pride of Howe.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Olivia Morris. When did you start with the band program?
I started with the band program in 5th grade. And I started out as a clarinet player, and then I moved up to alto saxophone.
So the saxophone, is that what you do with the band or when you're performing? What's that situation?
No, sir. I'm an assistant drum major, but in our performance this year, I actually came down and played the synthesizer as well. But in concert band, I play the alto saxophone.
Tell us about that performance at State.
It was one that I'll never forget, that's for sure. Being in the Alamo Dome and everybody watching you and getting that experience is something that I'll cherish for a lifetime.
The tunnel experience, talk about that.
It's crazy seeing the band before you perform, and knowing that you're about to walk out there and standing in that tunnel is also something that I'll never forget. We have many pictures of us in the tunnel, and it's just crazy.
Did you get to do anything afterwards in San Antonio?
Yes, the next day we went around the town. We went to the Alamo, and then I remember immediately after awards, whenever we had just found out what placement we got, we were all standing out on the field, and we just wanted to have a moment to take pictures and enjoy, and taking the time in the Alamo Dome. And a man actually was like trying to get us off the field, and Miss Liz was like, "Can we just have our moment?"
Leadership is something you're also involved with. Talk about that.
It's really cool knowing that you're part of helping out with the band, and everybody looks up to you and getting to make decisions, and it's just cool.
You're also a cheerleader. How do you balance the time between band and cheer?
Well, on Friday nights, I will cheer, and then I'll go conduct the band, and then I'll dance, then I'll go cheer some more. And Miss Liz and Miss Kirby are very great at balancing their time between all the different activities.
What are some other things you're involved with at Howe High School?
I run track, and then I'm also in the Honor Society and Student Council. So very busy, that's for sure.
That's your Bandsman of the Week, Olivia Morris.
Today's Pride of Howe Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by 4A Automotive. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by 4A Automotive. Now let's join Monty Walker with today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight.
I'm joined with Howe Intermediate School teacher Stacy Wilson. You were a middle school teacher and now an intermediate school teacher. Is there any change at all through your job in that restructuring?
Not a lot of changes other than a new physical building. We are joined with 3rd and 4th graders, but we don't see them too much in the hallway. So 5th grade has stayed pretty much the same. We do have recess, which we did not have recess at the middle school. But I think I was glad we moved because I think the atmosphere fits 10 and 11 year olds better to be with 3rd and 4th than 6th, 7th, and 8th. So.
It's not very often that the 5th grade science teacher wields more power than the superintendent, but you're the wife of Superintendent Kevin Wilson. Tell us about that dynamic.
Well, I'm not sure I wield more power. I may get myself in trouble there. It is kind of a joke at the house. I always remind him he is not my boss. Mr. Zagleski is my boss. And but it has been fine. I was very blessed that the school board a few years ago allowed me to come work in this district and be in-house with my kids and my husband and be on the same schedule. And so it really is fine. You know, of course, sometimes when we're walking after school, he gets a earful about, oh, my day, this, that, or the other. But he pretty much doesn't bring work home. And so it all works out fine. He's been very supportive to all the schools and the teachers, I think, along with the school board. And so he's pretty easy to work for.
How'd y'all meet?
We met at Baylor. Actually, we met the year before my senior year at Baylor on a trip we went on Baylor to the British Isles, which was a international trip that we went for 5 weeks. And I actually met him on that trip. And so when he asked me to marry him, he took me to Holland, Texas, because that was our first stop on that trip was Holland. And so, that's kind of a fun story to tell.
I would imagine you both came here during the same year. Is that right?
We did. We came here in 2000. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and he was the high school principal here in Howe, and we brought our oldest daughter to 1st grade at Howe Elementary. And so we have lived here since 2000.
And where'd you originally come from?
I grew up in Dalhart, Texas. So Dalhart is up in the Panhandle. I always explain it's right north of Amarillo, about 80 miles. Everybody goes through Dalhart when they go skiing. So that's their claim to fame of, oh, I've been through Dalhart. But I am a Panhandle girl, and I love the Panhandle. And I used to give my husband a hard time about could we ever get back there and get with my family, and he'd say, maybe next year. And we've been married 31 years and have lived in Grayson County for 31 years. So this has become our home.
It's kind of like the window I want in the press box. You know, maybe next year. What made you decide to be in the field of education?
I actually have my degree in marketing. And when I graduated Baylor with my degree in marketing, I got out and started looking at some of those jobs, and I'm like, this is not really what I want to do. And I loved school. I was that nerdy person that loved to go to school. I did well in school, and I looked up to all my teachers, and I started thinking about, well, maybe education would be for me because I had so many good experiences with school. And so I went back and got my teaching certification in business, and actually started as a business teacher. And then now I teach 5th grade science.
So where did you land that first job in teaching?
I took my first job in Bells. I was not much older than the seniors that I taught. They used to give me a hard time that they were almost as old as I was. But Kevin and I got married in 90, and my first job was in the school year of 90-91 in Bells. And I was a high school business teacher, and then I worked there for 8 years and then stayed home for 13 years and then came back to teaching and started teaching 5th grade science ever since.
And what is it about Howe ISD that keeps you here?
Well, Howe ISD is very, very special to me. When we came here, I still remember David Mangrum calling Kevin and offering him the job, and said, we just want somebody to come bring some stability and stay in Howe for a while. Well, little did they know we would be here this long. They might have gotten more than they bargained for. But we love it in Howe. All 3 of our children have graduated from Howe. It's very special. We go to church in Howe. The community is special. The school district, I have also taught in larger school districts, and I like the smaller feel. I love the fact that my children could be involved in anything they wanted to be involved with, and they were. And I just like the culture and the community bond that we have in Howe ISD.
Do you have a teacher from your past that influenced you to become a teacher?
I probably have several. Coach Boston comes to mind. He was my accounting teacher, and he was just awesome. I loved accounting. That's what I thought I wanted to be, was an accountant, until I got into my third cost accounting, and I'm like, okay, maybe not. But he was very influential. Becky Fuel was a math teacher. I loved math growing up, going through school. And Cynthia Reeves was my English teacher. So I had a lot of, like I said, I loved school and I loved all my teachers and had a really strong bond with all of them. So I have very fond memories of those years.
Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by 4A Automotive. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's BUCKSNORTBBQ.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181. Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
This is Coach Jim Fryer, former Bulldog head coach and athletic director. Connie and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 80s. They supported all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and to become a member today.
This is Coach Jay. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Now let's join Caroline Slauson and Justin White.
All right, welcome back here to Don Meredith Stadium here in Mount Vernon, Texas. On the Rapid Electric Halftime Show, I'm Justin White alongside Jake Roberts, Blake the Blizzard Burnett. Caroline Slauson is not with us tonight. 56-6 is our score tonight at halftime. Mount Vernon is leading the Bulldogs, and it's been pretty much as we expected. The Tigers have been as advertised with their offense, and defensively they play well. Jake, what were some of your thoughts there on the first half?
Yeah, well, the Mount Vernon offenses, they're really something to watch. They go so fast, and that's, I mean, you haven't gotten to talk very much at all. I mean, they just they speed right through. They're faster than Bonham, and I don't really know how that happens, but just they're good all around. They don't have any holes really. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest parts that's good about them.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I know the Bulldogs were able to move down the field. Of course, that we believe that's probably against the second, maybe third string defense there. But one thing I talked about in the pregame show was how the depth-wise, they don't have a lot of players going two ways like the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs already coming here with a lot of injuries, and they're already depleted. And they've got even more players playing both ways.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. I mean, I think they almost have double the amount of players as Howe coming in tonight. I think it's like 50 to 25 or something. So, yeah, that's definitely a big deal. And you see it in Howe typically plays better in the first half and the second half, and they typically kind of start to fall off midway through the third quarter because they're playing both ways and they're getting really tired, and the games just wear down on them so much. So, yeah.
And you kind of hope that maybe here in the next couple of years, assuming all the numbers go right, that and the Bulldogs move to Division II, that maybe that will kind of change as far as, wearing down when you're playing against teams that go both ways like you do.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really going to depend on if they get moved down to Division. Yeah, if they get moved down to Division, then that's really going to help them in the future, and that's what we're all hoping for.
Let's go for around some scores around the district. It's the last week of the season. Playoffs start next week. As we said, Mount Vernon will win will go to the playoffs. They win the District 5. Bonham leads Raines 29-14 at the half. Assuming they win that game, they control their own destiny, and they will get the 4th seed in District 5. Commerce is trailing Mineola big 35-0. That game is at the half. Mineola will be getting the 3rd seed. Obviously, Howe is losing here to Mount Vernon 56-6. And then kind of a surprising one here in the third quarter, 28-13. Pottsboro trails Winsboro 28-13. That is in the third quarter. Let's go over to Blake the Blizzard Burnett, who has a lot of our stats. Blake, before you get into the stats here, any thoughts here on the first half?
Tackling. The Bulldogs have had chances to make tackles. I think Michael Riddle had a chance in the backfield, and McGill slipped away. And then Landon Duty had one in the backfield, and the other McGill slipped away from him and ended up scoring. I think if the Bulldogs just tackle better and put hats on the ball, they'll be a lot better here in the second half here today.
All right, let's go and get into the stats. What you got there?
All right, we'll start with Mount Vernon. Braden Bennett is 8 out of 10 passing, 211 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has not played since the end of the first quarter on offense, so that was 1 quarter of stats. Rafe Ramsey came in relief at quarterback. He is 2 of 3 for 27 yards. Passing, Mackenzie McGill, the starting running back, is 4 for 26 and a touchdown tonight. Quincy McGill, the backup running back, has 5 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. And they had a big man tutty with Cooper Cutright with a 5-yard touchdown. Receiving for Mount Vernon, Caden Hoffman, 2 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown, and it could have easily been 2 for 88 and 2 touchdowns as they called him down on the 1-yard line. Jaden Horton, 2 catches for 19 yards, also has a 60-yard opening kickoff touchdown. Nicholas Lacey, 2 catches for 35 yards. Mackenzie McGill, 1 catch for 14 yards. And Rafe Ramsey has 2 catches for 77 yards for Mount Vernon. That's their offensive stats. Let's jump into their defense. They are led, they have a lot of tackles by a lot of players, but Cam Doss has stood out on the field for me tonight. He has an interception, which he did return for a touchdown, but it was called back by penalty. He also adds 3 tackles. That interior lineman with Austin Reed, Connor Corbin, and Boone Morris all have 3 tackles. Caton Decker has a tackle. Cross Domingo has 2. Heston Mitchell with 2. Blaine Cross with 2. Carson Foos with 2. Mackay Perry with 2. Kale Ruthel with 1. Gavin Rainey with 3. And Queston Dunlap with 1 for the Mount Vernon on defense. We'll jump into the house stats on offense first now. Then we'll get into their defense. As the Bulldogs are playing 2 quarterbacks again here tonight. Cooper Jones, 2 catches for 5 yards he's 2 of 5 passing for 7 yards. I'm used to him playing receiver, so him on the passing scale threw me off there. Caleb McNutt, 4 for 8 passing for 24 yards. Rushing tonight, Cooper Jones, 6 carries for 11 yards. Antoine Radler, 11 carries for 48 yards. Braden Ulmer, 2 carries for 0 yards. He had a 3-yard rush and a -3. Clay White, 1 carry for 7 yards. Big man getting the ball there. Braden Ulmer is the leading receiver tonight for the Bulldogs. 4 catches for 21 yards. Colin Murphy has a catch for 8 yards, and Antoine Radler has a catch for 2 yards. On defense, the Bulldogs are led by Caleb McNutt with 3 tackles. Michael Riddle with 1. Braden Ulmer 1, Caleb Warman 2, Cooper Jones 2. Cooper Jones also has a sack, and so does Luis Gonzalez, and Antoine Radler has 2 tackles. One more thing I want to talk about, as you were talking about the playoffs earlier.
Yes.
The district that District 5 will be facing in the first round is District 6. Gladewater is the district championship over there. But right now, the second place game with Tatum and Sabine, the winner of that will take second place in the district. Sabine is up 20-14 at the half. And Tatum is ranked. They are ranked 7th, and Sabine is not ranked. So that'd be a big upset. And then for fourth place, there could be a 3-way tie tonight with New Boston, White Oak, and Jefferson. Jefferson is losing right now to Atlanta. Atlanta is 0-9 on the season. That score is 15-13 at the half. And White Oak is beating New Boston 28-13. New Boston's the team that controls their own destiny.
Man, can you imagine Jefferson coming in thinking maybe they have a chance of making the playoffs, and they're losing right now, having trouble with an 0-9 team?
Yeah, I'm shocked by that score because Atlanta is 0-9. Jefferson's they're not much better. They're 2-7, but a win for them, and then New Boston controls their destiny. They have the higher record right now, but they are losing to White Oak. I need to check one thing before I say anything else.
Here, and I'm going to speak on something while you check on that. Tatum and Sabine, again, that determines second and third place. That determines, too, whether they play Pottsboro or Mineola. So Pottsboro could be facing one of those teams. Mineola could be facing one of those teams, and it'd be an interesting matchup, how they match up, which for Pottsboro and Mineola, who you'd probably rather face Sabine, obviously, because Tatum could be a very dangerous second place, could be a very dangerous third place. Could you imagine a number 7 ranked team being in third place in the district? Did you find what you're looking for?
Yes, New Boston does have the head-to-head win over Jefferson. Let me see one more thing.
And one more note I'll make, too, is that Gladewater will play, assuming Bonham wins, Gladewater would play Bonham. Gladewater has a bye tonight, so they're getting a bye week before they go into the playoffs next week. So they have a pretty good setup there to be able to get a week of rest before they hit in the playoffs next week.
And Jefferson beat White Oak, so if White Oak wins tonight and Jefferson loses, White Oak will be in the playoffs. If White Oak wins and Jefferson wins, there'll be a 3-way tie between Jefferson, White Oak, and New Boston, and I do not know the tiebreaker for that district.
Yeah. Well, whoever gets fourth place will play Mount Vernon, and it may be a one and done for them.
Yeah, I would assume so. This Mount Vernon team is spectacular, especially on offense and defense. I mean, best team we've seen in a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying earlier how it was best team I think we've seen since maybe Pottsboro when they made that championship run there a couple of years ago, or Gunner that year 2017, and then Monty was talking about maybe as far back as 2016 against Mineola.
Yeah, they were all good games, good teams that we played over the years. I'm ready for when the Bulldogs are one of those teams that these other towns are talking about as that was the best team we played.
All right, 56-6 here is our score at the half here on the Rap Electric Halftime Show. Mount Vernon Band is performing. Players will be coming on the field here in just a moment. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you second half.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
I open up the air conditioner, gonna get a wrench, looking for a wrench in the toolbox, looking for a wrench, screwdriver, got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
Boy, the Howe band just destroyed Mount Vernon tonight.
They really did. They came out and showed why they're
Hey, we got to say something about something, all right? How's
they beat them in something.
Beat them in something tonight.
Beat them in the tunnels and the band.
Mount Vernon has an outstanding band. I'm being facetious there. They really do have a great band and putting on a really great show over here. But we did get to see the Pride of Howe. And obviously, you know, 9th in state. It's a pretty good year. And I'm going to pause that down.
I wonder if they're ready to have a break. They performed twice there at state, and then once tonight. And I wonder if they're ready.
Yeah, I bet they're really tired.
Yeah,
you know, they did get to travel and see the Alamo and do all of that stuff and dress up like Wild West people. I think I saw some of that.
Yeah,
they had a lot of fun down there. And proud of the kids of the Pride of Howe. I'm proud of Angie Liss and her direction, and the rest of the staff there. They do a great job. Right here, right now, it's 56-6, and the Howe Bulldogs are running back onto the field and coming out from the locker room.
Not walking, but running this time.
They're jogging. I wouldn't say it's a full sprint, but they're jogging out there. Good to see. Hopefully everyone's fingers and toes are intact after that first half. It was alarming.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Roger Tidwell, have I mentioned him tonight?
First time I've heard it.
He would be laughing really, really, really good right now at me because I forgot my jacket.
I was about to say, it was as you spoke about him, I felt the temperature start to drop. I was like, it's getting cold up here. I'm going to have to throw on my jacket.
I got over here. I had a lot going on today, and I left my jacket at the office, and we have windows open in this Hornet Field press box up here. And it was fine until the sun went down. And now it's getting a little chilly, and he would be laughing because we're always, you know, making remarks across the hall there at Bulldog Stadium about how hot it is in that press box, and we thought it was Leon who was keeping it so hot in there. No, it wasn't Leon. It was. We found out this year it was Roger. So here comes Mount Vernon. They're making their way through their tunnel.
I'm thankful that we're in a press box.
Yeah,
we're not out in the stands.
No doubt.
Like we were at Mineola. And
it's 44 degrees here right now, and I have no jacket on whatsoever. Now, at least we're out of the wind.
Right.
But if we were in the bleachers right now,
oh boy,
I'd have to wrestle one of those big blankets away from somebody. It's a little chilly.
Yeah, they're all bundled up over there, and there's still some fans still left.
Roger, I know you're getting a chuckle out of that if you're still listening. So now you can bring that up. You know, could we bottle this when we're at home in that hot press box?
Yeah.
You know, if we could have this temperature. But we, you know, it happens for a while, and then we get cold, and we, you know, it's back and forth. So. Enough of us. The players are coming back on the field.
Half left of 2021.
So, Don Meredith from Mount Vernon High School. We may have a treat for you at the end of this game.
Okay. What you got up your sleeve there?
I don't know. Something maybe. Something maybe. Maybe you need to remind me, though. I'm good at forgetting stuff like that. So, Mount Vernon will be kicking here to start the second half. It's 9:13. And it's 56-6.
Yeah. So this is the second. A quick move in the second half.
Diaz is going to run back to the end zone to kick this one away. Actually, he's only about 15 yards away. But here's the kick, the Tech Wave kickoff in the air. Goes over the head of Warmond. And Howe will start at their own 25-yard line, coming right to left to start the second half.
I want to see another handoff to Clay White or One of the big linemen.
I would like to see maybe a center trap, but I don't. I mean, he's doing good enough just to snap it. I'd hate to see some toes taken out.
No kidding.
Yeah, no more trips to Dr. Gelsma, please. If we take one more trip to Dr. Gelsma, he's going to have to be a sponsor.
Yeah.
3 receivers to the right and 1 down here at the bottom as McNutt goes in at quarterback to start the second half. And he's going to fire it quickly, and it's caught on the right side. I think that may be Ulmer, and it is. It's a first down catch of about 12 yards at about the 38-yard line. So a nice play there to start the second half for Howe.
Yeah, it's just Ulmer always lines up in that slot there, and it's just a quick pass, and they play off of him, and he's able to get yardage, get the first down.
Jones in that slot right now, but this is going to be a handoff to Rattler. Looking around the right edge. He's got a little speed around the corner, and he's going to have close to a first down, and he does have a first down run, a 10-yard gain near midfield at the 48-yard line.
I tell you, like I said, I've been wanting to see more of him this season, and we've got to see him last couple of games with Daniels out. You get to see a little bit more Rattler. And he's only a junior. He'll be back next year.
He's in the backfield to the right side of McNutt. 3 receivers near side. And they look to the play call. And McNutt, they take a long time looking over there, and Rattler now moves to the left side of McNutt. 1 receiver up top, 3 down here at the bottom. And this will be a quick pass to Cooper Jones. And that's close to a first down, and it may be about a 10-yard gain right to left across Mount Vernon into their territory at the 43-yard line, 42 perhaps.
I like these inside short intermediate passes.
You know the great thing about those?
What's that?
It keeps the clock going.
It does. No incompletes.
Jones is a slot to the right, Ulmer to the left. They swing it out to Ulmer, looking for a block. Duty gets 1 block, but hammered after about 3 yards at the 38-yard line is Braden Ulmer, the freshman. But a nice gainer of about maybe 4 or 5 yards. For the scoreboard, we'll call it. Second down and 6 coming up.
Ulmer getting a lot of action here tonight.
You're going to see a lot of that in the next 3 years. 9:28 on the clock. Rattler. Man in motion is Jones. They fake it to him and hand to Rattler over right tackle. He's slung down. Minimal gain, if any. Again at the 37-yard line. I'm going to tell you what, we have, I think, the greatest 3A Division I or Division II crew anywhere in the state of Texas. And I'll talk about that here in a moment as Hal now looks to the side. But Justin White, you and the Blizzard, Blake Burnett, Carson Grogan, who we'll talk to here in a moment, you'll need to pat yourselves on the back. Here's a handoff to Rattler, and he's going to be drugged down right at the line of scrimmage. Goes down hard by about 4 purple jerseys who swarmed to the football. But you guys are absolutely amazing to work with. You came up here several years ago. We haven't won a game since.
Don't tell Coach Jay that. I may not be on the broadcast next year.
Actually, it's Jake who really hasn't won a game since he joined us. But, you got here in 2017 and worked sidelines for us for that 1 year. And Clarissa Doty wondered who you were, thought you were the Unabomber, and you're all black with a black backpack on. And
now I'm the Predator, I think.
Predator, she named you the Predator.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think I like Unabomber better.
4th down and 6. Howe's going to go for it, and McNutt's going to roll out right. Looks down the field for Cooper Jones. He tries to one-hand grab it. It's over his head and incomplete. That'll be a turnover on down. Mount Vernon will have it on their first possession of the second half, starting at their own 38-yard line. But Blizzard joined us there, not soon after. Did the Mount Vernon, did the Dallas Madison Van Alstyne game, playoff game for us. We did the Bonham game, and we found his niche in the stat roll. Carson Grogan joined us right after he graduated, and then Jake has come on. We've got a great crew. Here's a handoff up the middle, and brought down a nice play there by Clay White on the defensive edge to bring down the ball carrier, which is a new ball carrier for Mount Vernon. which is Avalon Hendricks. And he'll stay in the game, although he got up very slowly. He'll stand to the right. And this one's going to be a quarterback keeper to the left side. Look out 50. He's got a lot of room. 40, cuts it up inside. Now back out. Breaks a tackle at the 20. It's finally brought down at the 15-yard line as Warmond, I believe, has finally gotten his way and made him trip over his shoulder pad. So a big gainer there by Ramsey, the quarterback. 6:23 on the clock here in the second. Ramsey, the snap rolls back to him. He picks it up, looks right, throws under pressure, and is going to throw it as he is being tackled, and the ball's on the turf, but they'll rule it incomplete as Ramsey tried to Romo it out there himself.
And almost completed it, and then the running back dropped it there. He had a couple of Bulldogs come barreling down on him, too.
We haven't mentioned Caroline. She has done a couple of games with us this year. Has not made the road games, except for Sanger. Did she go to Sanger?
I think she went to Sanger.
Nope. So here is Ramsey. He wants to throw, looking left side, rolls that way a little bit, now drops back at the line of scrimmage, fires a long pass into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete as Cooper Jones, Warmond, and McNutt all right there. And they all think they would have had it intercepted if the other one wasn't there.
And there's a penalty holding against Mount Vernon. But yeah, Monty, I think a lot of that starts with you, man. You put this team together, and I think you're a good play-by-play guy. Really be able to fill in the gap for a lot of us, and I think you do a real good job with this, and I know a lot of the community appreciates this.
Well, thank you. But it's easier to do play-by-play when you're in really good games and a really good team.
I know it's
very hard to do play-by-play in these situations. Here's Ramsey wanting to throw, flushed out of the pocket, coming near side, throws the ball's tipped and batted away and falls incomplete. And we're looking at a 3rd and 20 situation for Mount Vernon. But yeah, games like this is extremely tough.
These are. We've had some close games. We had the Callisburg and the Weatherford Christian. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs come on the losing end of that. But
winnable games.
Yes.
Here's a carry out to the right side and brought down by the shoestring tackle of Michael Riddle is the ball carrier for Mount Vernon.
It's interesting since since I came on the broadcast crew, our median age has gone down. If you think about it.
Yeah, it certainly has. Ramsey, a low snap again, throws it across the middle, incomplete, looking in the end zone about 5 yards deep for his receiver. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Howe will take over on offense deep in their own territory. But they've been moving the ball against the reserves for Mount Vernon recently.
Yeah, they had some pretty good success there in the into the first quarter, moving the ball and got the touchdown. And, that's good to see the Bulldog offense get some positive yardage. I think back to that Van Alstyne game a few years ago where it was negative total yards, I believe, maybe, or if it was not far above 0.
It was negative.
It was negative, okay. And that was a tough game to watch.
That was the final game of the season of 2018. And I don't want to see anything like that ever again. That was the worst lopsided football game I've ever seen.
And at least the offense has been moving a little bit tonight.
Walker snaps it back to McNutt, who hands off. No, he wants to throw deep down the field. Jones, it's batted away at the 45. A great defensive play.
Yeah, great. Right there, step for step, was Kel Rodel. And right there with Cooper Jones trying to go over the top, there was McNutt, and Rodel able to go up there and use a mitt to knock it down.
There's 2 receivers on the right side for Howe. Rattler will move over to the left side of McNutt. 2 receivers down here at the bottom, 14 on the play clock. And this is a trap play to Rattler going the other way, looking for a block by Jones. Gets a little bit of one and escapes the tackle. And Rattler's going to have 10 yards. If not 10, right at 9. It's close enough to move the sticks, one would think, or maybe not. It's a yard short. No. Oh, they can't decide what they're going to do with the chains.
We're not going to get a measurement, are we?
No, never.
No.
Never get a measurement anymore. And they'll move the sticks. First down and 10. Another good gain by Rattler. He's starting to rack up some yards.
He really is.
He'll move to the right side of McNutt. 1:40 on the clock here in the third. And McNutt's going to pitch it inside to Cooper Jones, who breaks a tackle, trying to lower his shoulder, and it's going to take the rest of the purple jerseys to stand him up. And whistles will finally blow as Cooper Jones is going to gain 4 yards near the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you, Cooper Jones, I'll tell you what, 0-9 and down 56-6. He's still running tough. He doesn't want to go down on one tackle.
Duty will split out wide to the near side. And they all are going to stop and look as it's Brusso into the game, who was in San Antonio not too long ago. And here he is split out wide. We're nearing the end of the third quarter as McNutt's going to roll out right. Looking for a block from Rattler. Backside pressure, throws it out, going to be caught. That's another first down up to the 38-yard line. And on the far side, it's hard to tell who made that catch.
I think that was Cooper Jones.
I think you're right. It was. You know, it's not October anymore, but he's still wearing his pink gloves.
Yeah, it is. He is.
Is that a foul? Or can you just keep doing that?
I think it's a foul. I think after October.
Is it?
Yeah, after October.
I don't know.
Put those away.
Man in motion is Ulmer. They fake it to him. McNutt rolling, throwing deep down the field, just throws it away. Had nowhere to go with it. Just kind of slung it out. Second down and 10 coming up. Clock is rolling, even on the incomplete pass. So they're just rolling this thing. And we're headed to the fourth quarter.
With our score, Mount Vernon.
It is 56-6. We're headed to the final stanza.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
McNutt is going to hand off to Rattler, who could have turned around and handed it back to McNutt because he was popped right at the line of scrimmage, but then he turns around and goes over left tackle and gains a couple of yards. So they'll spot it at the 39-yard line. Roger Tidwell just sent me a message and said, hey, don't forget your jacket.
It's cold up here. It is. Boy, I'm just glad the wind's not cutting through here.
Oh, goodness. We'll get me a tie-dye jacket just for Roger. Third down and 9 coming up. McNutt drops back 3 steps, looks across the middle, now throws left. Just jump ball up in the air, and it doesn't come down in anybody's hands. Duty was the intended receiver, but that was a dangerous pass with about 3 purple jerseys around also.
Yeah, they were all around there, way over the head of Duty, and he just kind of heaved it long and hoping somebody would come down to it. I thought maybe that'd be Cooper Jones. Cooper Jones would be a good one to throw a jump ball to, but overshot Duty.
4th down and 9. Let's see what they do here. Shy of midfield at their own 39-yard line. Are they in blizzard territory? Is this blizzard situation just no more punts? We're going for it every time. Here's McNutt going for it, throwing it deep down the field, and that is a jump ball like you wanted to Cooper Jones, but it falls incomplete. Let's talk down to Carson Grogan for one of the few times tonight. We needed to do that more. Carson, jump on in here. Tell us what you got.
Actually, I got some kind of disappointing, sad news for y'all, Monty. Luis Gonzalez, went down the first half. He is not going to return, so not the way Luis wanted to end his senior season. And just like y'all said, we finally got our wish this year, a running clock in the second. Christmas miracle.
Christmas miracle.
There you go.
Yeah, it's running all right. 9:53 on the clock.
Ramsey and
Everybody's
Ball in
taking
the
their time
backfield.
trying to get out of this thing. Final moments of Division 1. Here's a quick
Pass
screen
intended to
pass that
number
goes
7.
incomplete.
Stephen Swatman.
Typically that would stop the clock, but nope, not tonight, not in this fourth quarter.
Each game we say that the opposing uniforms look like so-and-so. Like last week it was the Colts. What does Mount Vernon look like? Does they look like anybody have any idea?
That's good.
I don't know if anybody purple.
Here's Ramsey going to keep it on the quarterback keeper around the left side. He's brought down by Bo Stevens, who's in there. It's his first
Ramsey
tackle.
brought down to number 88.
Maybe
Bo
K-State.
Kansas State, yeah.
That's what Jake Roberts says.
Yeah.
Appalachian Christian, or whatever it's called.
Abilene Christian.
Yeah, Abilene Christian.
Appalachian Christian. I bet they're not very good. Here's a snap back, and
Ball.
This is going to be to the receiver or to the running back. It was a wildcat look, and not very much on the busted play there for the running back for
TCU would have black pants.
Yeah. Well, this might be TCU from about 1984.
Yeah.
Something like that. But, it's a good look for Mount Vernon. I mean, the purple, I'm not a big fan of purple, but here's a this is a handoff coming near side. Breaking tackles. Boy, he's got some moves that would make Elvis blush. Finally brought down after about a 7-yard gain. Bo Stevens gets off the pile. And
with the tackle.
Good tackle there. The freshman makes the stop. 4th down and 3 coming up, and Mount Vernon appears. Well, the timeout's been called. No.
Bulldogs take over down 1st and 10.
No. That turnover on
downs, yeah. Well, it's not. The purple is not Minnesota Viking purple.
No, it's not.
It's
like
you said, TCU early days, mid '80s TCU is a good one.
Yeah, it's definitely not Minnesota purple. It's not that blue. It's I don't know. Jelly bean color.
Yeah.
7:27 on the clock. Howe now takes over on downs. And this will be a handoff to Cooper Jones running from right to left. He turns it into another gear. He slams down a defender on his way for about a 3-yard gain. And the clock rolls at 7:11. 2nd down and about 8 coming up. Give him 2 yards right there. It's an impressive stiff arm by Jones at the end of that run.
Again, he doesn't go down without a fight. And had seen very many jet sweeps this season, and especially with Cooper Jones. Pulling out all the stops tonight.
2 receivers either side. 1 man in the backfield is Rattler. He gets the carry right up the middle. Good for about 5 before he's hit, maybe 6 at the 37-yard line. And Howe's going to face a 3rd down and about 4.5 right here. What do you do here?
I'll say one of those quick passes to Ulmer or Cooper Jones.
We hadn't seen Ulmer in a while. McNutt wants it. Now they look to the side for the play. I'm going to call the quick pass to Jones on the right hash.
Yes, I can see that.
It's Jones and Brusso split out wide to the near side. Ulmer up top with Duty. And McNutt not screen. No, the bubble screen to Cooper Jones. Looking for a block. Gets one. And he's hit at the 21. Escapes that tackle. Here goes Jones at the 40 and is going to be brought down in Mount Vernon territory at the 38-yard line. Clock rolls at 5:51. And Howe with a new set of downs. That's the biggest play of the game so far for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a little wide receiver screen there in the middle of the field, and Jones has made a living off that this season. He was kind of slow to get up, but it looks like he'll be okay. Is Cooper a basketball player?
He is.
So, yeah, he doesn't want to get hurt for basketball season.
3 receivers come near side this time. 5:26 on the clock. McNutt rolls near side. Pumps, throws deep down the right side looking for Brusso, and it's in and out of his left hand. He got turned around a little bit. The defender was right on his hip. A tough catch to bring down, that would have been. Brusso had it roll off his hand. Made a great effort for it.
Yeah, decent throw there by McNutt, but right there in the coverage.
Under 5 minutes left to go in the season.
Yeah, our average age of our broadcast has gone down. It started out with you, me, Michael Mosier, and Stephen Braswell.
Whoa, when we cut them loose, it went way down, didn't it? Here's a handoff. No, this is McNutt. Turns it over and fires it to Ulmer in the flat. And he runs behind his shoulder pads very well.
On that,
he'll gain about 7 yards. Go ahead.
On that last play, Del Angel lined up at receiver for a snap there.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he was the outside receiver on the left side.
3rd down and 2. Yeah, look for that. We may have some different players getting in different situations here as we get down to the bottom of this thing. 4-minute mark. McNutt rolls back, wants to throw deep down the right side. Brusso in the end zone, and he dropped it 1 yard deep in the end zone. His eyes must have been huge. He was all alone in the end zone.
Perfect placement. It was a post route, and he got behind the coverage and caught it just right at the goal line, middle of the field. Went right through his hands. I mean, he would have caught it in stride. Great placement there by McNutt, too.
Oh, bless his heart.
All you got to do is catch it.
4th down, 2 yards.
Unfortunately for Russo.
Speaking of the Brussos, great family. Here's McNutt throwing out left. That's going to be caught, and another 1st down for Howe. A great snag on 4th down, and that is duty. So Howe will keep the chains going, 3:18 on the clock. But the Brussos have been really loyal listeners also over the years. Daddy Brusso travels a lot, so he always picks up games wherever he's at in Florida. So a big thank you to the Brusso family over the years. They've been really great to us. 3 minutes on the clock. Howe looking to get in the end zone here. McNutt throws, fade route left side in the end zone, going up and not coming down with it is the intended receiver. And I believe that's Duty over there on the far side.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Brusso was listening when Hunter had a good game there a couple years ago against Bells. Remember had I believe a pick 6 there.
Yeah.
And he was listening from many states away. So thankful for him and our other listeners.
McNutt's had some great ball placement on these last couple throws.
He really has.
2 receivers to the near side are Jones and Brusso. And McNutt rolls that way, looking that way. Stopped in his tracks now, throws in the end zone for Brusso again. This time it's batted away by a defender. It falls incomplete. And we're looking at a 3rd down and 10 for Howe with 2 minutes on the clock.
Looks like they're probably keeping McNutt in for the rest of the game. His senior year, his last game as a Bulldog.
We got to start going through the names here at some point. I think these guys we're going to miss. If they're going to graduate, we'll do that in just a moment. 1:39 on the clock. As Howe trying to close it out with a touchdown. Swing pass out. That's going to be caught by Brusso at the 1, and he is down at the 1 yard line. Brusso ever so close to getting in. He claps his hands, he's happy, and he gets a big, huge hug from Michael Riddle, and Clay White run over there to congratulate him also on that catch. But he's at the 1, and here's Howe with 1:09 left to go in the game, trying to punch it in. Give it to Rattler, and let's go to 3A Division II.
No kidding. Brusso just a yard away from getting this touchdown.
Rattler to his right, under a minute left. And the snap was bobbled, and Rattler was able to pick it up. The snap was rolled back, actually, by Malin Walker, but Rattler, thankfully, was right there.
First bad snap we've seen by Walker tonight.
2nd down and 2. Loss of a yard. 38 seconds on the clock. The snap is back, and McNutt wants to roll, throw in the end zone. It's incomplete. And the clock is going to continue to roll at 26-25. Can they get up there and snap it? It's 3rd down and 2. They're not hurrying whatsoever. Now the officials are trying to spot the ball. 14 on the clock. McNutt and Rattler are having a conversation. And now there's 7. Last snap of the game. And this is going to be McNutt rolling out right, throwing, and he overthrows Brusso. And that is the season. Howe moves to 0-10. They've lost 22 straight. Mount Vernon on top tonight, 56-6. And as Don Meredith was so famous for saying, turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all, are they doing that on the PA? Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Yep.
Well, it's been it's been one of those seasons. It's been just like last season, a goose egg, and I don't know. At least they got a good report on the Division II on the UIL enrollment number. They got to do that. So, I'll tell you what. I feel bad for the seniors. They've put in a lot of work and haven't had really any payoff for it. And I really hate that for them. And you're talking about some really, good kids. They're going to lose Caleb McNutt. The Bulldogs will lose their kicker, Daniel Del Angel. Who's going to kick next year? I guess we said that last year, and then Del Angel showed up, so maybe there's somebody else. Jared Brusso trying to get in the end zone right there. God bless him. I was hoping he would get that. Going to lose Bryce Crosby. Caleb Warman. Going to lose Sabian Acevedo. Asher Reinhardt. Jordan Troxtel. Ethan Lopez.
That's
huge leader right
loss.
there, and that's a big loss for the Bulldogs. Wesley Inge, love that kid's attitude. He's infectious, and Bulldogs going to miss that leadership. Also going to miss Luis Gonzalez and his full-time motor. Yep. He's hard to replace. You wish kids like Luis could get a sense of victory for this program. He's put in so much work and suffered a broken leg a few years ago through this.
Man.
Howe also going to graduate Clay White, probably the most improved player all season long. As a matter of fact, was a JV player a year ago. Was hardly ever a starter. I'm not sure he's ever a starter, but he really put in the work and was outstanding this year. Jaron Grisham will graduate. That's a great kid and a big presence in the middle of that defense. Also, I think that's it. That's the final senior on the roster. But you're gonna miss some kids.
Yeah, Coach Jay talked about in the pregame about this is kind of his first class that went 4 years. His first I don't want to say recruiting class, but his first 4-year class. So it was interesting to see. He really spoke highly of his staff, of his seniors, as the Bulldog school song is being played. Let's I tell you what. Let's take a quick break. Blake, are you still working on stats? Are you good to go? Okay. Let's go to Blake Burnett with stats. We're going to kind of shift in here to the And Realty post-game show real quick.
So 56-6, the final score. I believe that was what the score was at halftime, correct, Justin?
Yes, it was.
Okay. We had a running clock for the second half. It was a quick 24 minutes. It was nice. I wish we would have had that for about 6 other games, but we didn't. But we got it tonight. As Carson said, Christmas miracle. We'll start with the Mount Vernon stats, as their offense was very explosive, especially there in that first quarter when it was 42-0. Braden Bennett, 8 of 10 passing, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hasn't played since the first quarter. His night was over right after that. His backup, Rafe Ramsey, was 2 of 7 passing for 27 yards. Rushing for Mount Vernon tonight, Mackenzie McGill, only 4 carries for 26 yards. They wanted him well rested for the playoffs next week. He had a touchdown. Cooper Cutright had a touchdown in the first quarter. He had 1 carry for 5 yards and a touchdown. Quincy McGill, 5 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. Rafe Ramsey, 2 carries for 49 yards. Caden Kaufman, 2 catches for 87 yards, a touchdown. He did not play since the first quarter either. Jaden Horton, 2 catches for 19 yards, also a 60-yard kickoff touchdown. He did not play since the first quarter. Nicholas Lacey, 2 catches for 35 yards. He hasn't played since halftime. Mackenzie McGill, 1 catch for 14 yards and a touchdown. Rafe Ramsey, 2 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown, and then had to play quarterback for 3 quarters after his first quarter performance at receiver. On defense, Mount Vernon had a whole lot of guys make a lot of tackles. Queston Dunlap, 2. Trevor Anderson, 1. Matt Mears, 1. Jamison Gray, 1. Gavin Rainey, 3. Calvin Kinnamore, 2. Juan Ramos, 1. Kale Rothel, 2. And a good pass deflection in the third quarter. Micah Perry, 2. Carson Foos, 2. Blaine Krause, 2. Cam Doss, 3. And had an interception. Heston Mitchell, 1. Carson Boland, 2. Cross Domingo, 2. Caden Decker, 1. Byron Boland, 2. Boone Morris, 3. Connor Corbin, 2. And Austin Reed, 2. Now we'll jump into the Howe Bulldogs stats. On offense, Cooper Jones had 7 yards passing tonight and 50 receiving yards to go with 13 rushing yards. So he was a trifecta tonight, but not much of anything really moving there. 4 for 50 ain't bad receiving. Caleb McNutt threw for 123 yards tonight. They were trying to score, get Brousseau in the end zone on that last drive, and they came up just short as he was down at the 1-yard line. Antoine Radler, 17 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. Clay White, 1 carry for 7 yards. Braden Ulmer, 2 for nothing. He had a 3-yard carry and a negative 3-yard carry. Colin Murphy, 1 catch for 8 yards. Antoine Radler, 1 for 2 yards. Jared Brousseau, 1 for 14. Landon Duty, 1 for 13. Braden Ulmer, the freshman, 7 catches for 43 yards. Might be his coming out party here tonight as he looks forward to next year. Getting a lot of experience playing these last few games at the varsity level. Caleb McNutt, 3 tackles tonight. Michael Riddle, 2. Clayton White, 1. Braden Ulmer, 2. Caleb Warman, 3. Cooper Jones, 2. Landon Duty, 1. Antoine Radler, 2. Luis Gonzalez, 1. Colin Murphy, 1. Caleb Hicks, 2. Luis Gonzalez and Cooper Jones both had a sack tonight for the Bulldogs as well.
All right, that'll wrap up our stats. Blake, I talked about how good this Mount Vernon team. Would you agree that this is probably maybe the best team in the region? You got teams like West.
In the region, West did beat Grandview last week, 28-20. I do believe was the final.
Yeah. And and then you have like talk about Gladewater in there. Who was the other team? Grandview. We discussed.
One thing I will say is last year, Mount Vernon was the 4th seed in this district and won the region last year as the 4th seed.
Yeah, okay.
They lost in the semis to Jim Ned. Mm-hmm. But the 2 teams ranked ahead of them are in Region 1, Jim Ned and Brock.
Yeah.
So they will somehow face each other or face the team that beat one another somewhere down the road.
And Malakoff is another team that look out for. They're not as ranked as they have been in the past, but they're another team that's kind of flying under the radar.
Yeah, Malakoff's they're fast every year.
Yeah, they got a lot of athletes.
A lot of athletes. There was a game I went to last year. Malakoff and Pottsboro was out at A&M Commerce. I believe it was week 2 of the playoffs, and they had this dad that would stand in the end zone while Malakoff was on offense. He would yell at him, "Come see me," and you could hear him. It was just the funniest thing ever.
Oh, wow.
He would yell at the offense to come see him. He had to be like their pee-wee coach or something. He wanted them to come see him.
Stay with me because I want to talk about the playoffs here in just a second. Scores around the district. It's a final. This is kind of surprising. I don't know if Pottsboro let off the gas or what, but Winsboro beats Pottsboro 49-20. Raines we got fireworks going off in the parking lot here. A little fireworks show here at Don Meredith Stadium.
My truck's out there too.
Your truck's out there?
Yeah.
Raines trails Bonham 43-26. That's in the third quarter. Bonham not out of the woods yet, as Raines is starting to mount maybe a little bit of a mini comeback there. Mineola is up big on Commerce. That's 49-8. Again, that's in the fourth quarter. Going over to District 6, again, that's the district that the Bulldogs will be playing in against next, the Bulldogs, but District 5 with Mount Vernon and Mineola and Pottsboro and possibly Bonham. You got Atlanta leading Jefferson 22-16. Atlanta 0-9 coming into the season, or coming into that game, leading Jefferson. Jefferson needing a win to at least get the playoff, to have a chance in the playoffs. Sabine leads Tatum, number 17 ranked team. Those teams are playing for the second and third seed respectively, and Sabine leads Tatum 28-27. That's in the fourth quarter. And then New Boston was needing a win, kind of control their own destiny. They trail 42-21 to White Oak in the fourth quarter. Gladewater, who's the number 1 seed, in a perfect position. They're getting the bye week here at the end of the week, at the end of the season, as they get ready for the playoffs next week.
That was a pretty cool fireworks show.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
That's
I liked
what I was
it.
about to say.
I really liked it.
Yeah, that was. I wonder if that's something to do every week or whatever.
That's expensive if they do that every week.
They had like a big bonfire thing, like a big pallet, like a lot of pallets behind where I parked my truck. So hopefully they don't light that in the next 30 minutes. Getting kind of worried now.
Well, and that's a long walk from here to the other side of the parking lot if they turn these lights out too.
Yeah.
56-6 is our final score here. The Bulldogs lose to Mount Vernon again. They go to 0-10 on the season. Monty has gone down here to the field to take a picture with his son, who's the center on this team. Let's talk also too, Carson, if you want to jump in here, about the what the team's looking like next year. You know, you're losing a couple of seniors. Talk about McNutt, Lopez, but you're bringing back. You lose Clay White on the offensive line, but you're bringing back 4 of the 5 offensive linemen. You're bringing back Austin Haley. You're bringing back Cooper Jones, Antoine Rattler, Carson Daniels. You're bringing back about 8 returning starters. And then you bring, you got Braden Ulmer, who could probably kind of fill in maybe where Lopez was, and see who emerges as another receiver. Offensively, you got some key people coming back.
You do, and my thing is Gunner put in a number 354, only 5 students more than me, and I thought these District 2 teams were going to be happy to lose Gunner and gain us. I was kind of worried about that.
Right.
But it looks like Gunner will be staying put in District 2. Because, those other teams are like, the state champs every year, and then we play a team that hadn't won in 22 games.
Right.
So they could be licking their chops. Trust me, we're not the only ones excited to go to District 2. Those teams are excited for us to come down as well because we haven't proved that we can beat them yet.
Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And then just like you said, there is talent plenty on the offensive side of the ball for Howe. I just think, we can score all we want, but if we don't figure out how to stop someone at least twice a game, with our first string at least twice a game, I don't think even when
Go ahead, Carson.
I think we're at least, if we move down a district, we still got to, I think defense is still going to win a lot of games, but offensively, yes, we have a lot of talent coming back on the offensive side of the ball, and I think they might even put up more offensive numbers as they did this year.
Yeah.
But you kind of got a preview of that when they played Weatherford Christian earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, we ain't playing no one that small.
I know. I know, but still, and they still found a way to lose that game.
And Leonard, Whitewright, Bales, they're all better than Weatherford Christian, a lot better.
Well, when talking about Whitewright is right there on the cusp. They may be going down to 2A Division 1.
Yeah, 2A Division 1. That shocked me when I saw that number. Which Whitewright's been good, decent, for years.
Yeah.
And if they go down, they're going to be really, really good. It depends on the district they get. Obviously, they don't want to be with Munster in them, but.
Mm-hmm. But going back to returning members of the team for next year is, defensively, like you said, Carson. I mean, you've got to fix this defense. I mean, you allowed I believe a record number of yards per game. I can't remember what it was, but Monty had it earlier. But it's every week it seemed like the Bulldogs were setting a record defensively. So they've got to get something going on defense.
And that's my issue going down to Division II. Even when we played the smaller teams, we weren't stopping them defensively. We could score easier, but our defense, I don't know if they stopped the first string other than like a little fluke play all year.
Yeah. That all boils down to tackling.
Yeah.
This is the worst tackling team in the state of Texas.
In the state of Texas.
Hot take. And I tell you, going down Division II, we talked about it earlier, it's not going to be a complete walk in the park. I mean, Leonard's not bad. Bells is good. Yeah. You talk about Gunner, if you end up in a district with them. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more manageable than playing the Pottsboroughs and the Mount Vernons.
Well, it places them in a position where they'll be able to do something.
At least compete, yeah.
It will. I think being in this district the last 2 years, they thought they had no chance going into the season, and that really hurt them. You can't have that kind of confidence before season even starts.
Mm-hmm.
I think dropping down to Division II, they will have confidence that they can go out there and compete and play in games. Like, in district this year, there was only one game that two games, Commerce and Reigns.
We should have won both of those.
We should have.
I mean,
had
just
a good
little mistakes caused them to lose both of those games.
Yeah.
But defense, well, actually, it was one play that beat them both games. When Commerce finally just gave the ball to the quarterback and ran sweep with them, because that's what Reigns did all night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just little things that eat them up.
Yeah, they're close, and we find out it's on the defensive side of the ball that they've got to improve.
Yeah.
Offensively, we feel like they've got the parts there, they got the pieces, but defensively, you got to.
And you have to stay healthy. That's a big one.
Exactly. Especially with the team like Howe that didn't have a lot of depth.
Yeah, got to stay healthy. And next year, I guess Cooper Jones will be the backup quarterback, losing McNutt and Lopez set here tonight.
Yeah. And I'm kind of curious what the non-district, just I know they won't count as far as the playoffs, but just kind of who they'll tune up with in the non-district.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be that team
that's one thing I want to make is
breaks the record.
There's a little bit of pressure going to be on the opponent starting, especially next year, of who's going to be the team that breaks the record of the losing streak to Howe. So there's a little bit of pressure on the opponents as well.
The Bulldogs just got to get that first win and get a start, because that first win changes everything.
I think it does too.
It gets the losing mentality out of there.
Gets that monkey off your back.
You got to go. You got confidence now. Take it and run with it.
Yeah. Well, Monty, I think we're.
What I missed?
Well, we've been talking district talk for returning starter for next year and kind of what the team's going to look like, and we think offensively they've got the pieces to. They're losing McNutt and they're losing Clay White on the offensive line, but we saw Braden Ulmer. I think he could fit in right there where Lopez is, and
no question.
And obviously bringing Houston Haley back and Cooper Jones and guys like that. So offensively, we think they should be able to just pick up where they left off and probably even be even better. But defensively, they've got to make some adjustments.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here pretty soon.
You're at Texas home.
Hey, I just want to say again, I appreciate you guys. Y'all are the best out there. I'll take our crew against anybody. But we're gonna finish this one out. For Justin White, for Carson Grogan, for Blake Burnett, for Jake Roberts, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year.